Silent John incremental, another silent instrumental, the nerd rap existential. People compare me to MC Christopher a lot, but the fact is I predict it with significance. I'm the oldest geek rapper by far, save K and R. Compiling kernels, open bracket, cause I rack it. And my teen nerds throw your laser pen in the air and wave it all around like you had no repercussions. Now follow instructions, Professor. Why these discussions consist of nothing but incoherent rambling and babbling? But you just still take notes cause you never know what's happening. I'll drop a little nugget, a tidbit if you will. There were 4 United States presidents named Bill. Really? If you run out of hit points, the game will shout.
Your life force is running out.
If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life, yeah. Let me start again, put it on like a cardigan, swinging like my name was Mad Mardigan. Which reminds me, Warwick Davis was Willow and a knee walk. Leonard Nimoy was Galvatron and Spock. That ain't typecast, I don't know what it. Talk about predestiny, nobody gets the best of me. I've only played one role my whole lifetime. The nerd lifeline, stream through a wicked pipeline. So no one can buy mine, cause mine is original and I write rhymes to burn on a CD, play in the mini-B. Soccer moms yodel back, yodel at little me. I got a sidekick, I gotta stay connected. Watch out for my D-com or you'll get infected. And you don't wanna be one of my bots, cause I see it all like Saw on the Cyclops. And I won't hesitate to drop your whole net block if you're acting up and you're dumber than a pet rock. I'm about this nerd life, as you can see, spreading like a virus on MP3.
Yeah, on MP3. STC. Shoutouts to Vic, Agnostic One, up and Silent John. Yeah. Nerd Life, Graphing Calculator, HP48G. The G is for gangster. Digital Snip, yeah. You know how we do.
What's up, meatbags? The earth still isn't flat. Potion Sword still has your cat, and I am the never. I don't even fucking know what's going on. I lost the intro. Often imitated, never imitated.
Cancel Tony.
Here, let me do it.
Let me do it. I got this covered.
I got this covered.
We're less than 4 minutes in, and we're canceling Tony already.
Go ahead, Carl.
All right. He is that journalistic-rific, Kermit-tastic expert of gaming news himself, Tony TGD.
There it is. That'll work. And of course, that was YT Cracker with Doug Dig. This song was actually gifted to us by YT Cracker himself. So if you're not familiar, if you're new to the channel, the artist, the man who made it, the producer of the record, of the song, actually went ahead and gave it to us. He said, you can use that for your podcast. He loves us that much.
Wow, that's cool.
I am joined today by Carl, Dazed Gaming, and of course, Bob. And a second Dazed. We got 2 Dazed Gamings in the house.
I don't know what happened. It dropped me out and said there was a problem, and I re-entered back in, and it said I was back.
Which is the real Dazed? Hold on.
I'm the one that's talking. This is the real me. There you go.
I kicked the other Dazed. There you
go.
He's done. Wow, we're all having all kind of technical issues. My brain was farting. Gentlemen, before we get started, I want to remind everybody, for those watching live and for those who are going to watch it on the replay and for those who are going to hear about it sometime later, this show is not for children. We are not a child-friendly podcast. We will swear, we will talk dirty, disgusting things, and we will speak our mind. So if you can't handle it, if that is too much for your snowflake personality, then please exit the video now, because we are going to keep it fucking real. Is that right, gentlemen? Am I off base on this?
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right. So with that said, Carl, how the fuck was your week?
Fantastic. How about yours?
We'll get to mine in a minute. Anything special happening, Carl? Have you been playing any games?
I've been playing Knights of the Old Republic 2 on the Nintendo Switch. And the usual other old games, so.
All right. So we are going to ask the chat to keep the emojis to a minimum. We don't want to piss off the StreamElements bot. StreamElements bots gets real sensitive, and you might start banning people. He's kind of a fucker that way. Dazed, you're up next. How was your week? What have you been up to? Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I went with COVID. Everybody in my family had COVID. Went through my dad, went through my brother's family, went through my family, and somehow I magically didn't get it. So everyone's back to normal. Everything's good. So yeah, I'm glad to be here.
That's great. Have you been playing any games lately?
My usual freaking Halo. I've been playing. I always love playing Halo, but I have been playing the original Doom. I downloaded that on my Xbox. I've been playing that. That's about it. That's about my gaming for these days.
Sounds awesome. Bob, how has your week been?
Yeah, it's been pretty banging, if you ask me. Yeah, I had a load of fun. I've been playing lots of music. I've recently got into playing Fortnite, Zero Build, and I'm having fun playing that. And been doing a few rounds of Halo Infinite, getting ready for our session on Sunday.
Yes.
And I suck so bad, I'm gonna get destroyed. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Xbox and downloading games on that.
Oh shit, we got two Tonys in the house. Damn.
Resident Tawdry says, yikes, fix your audio. Whose audio? Because all of our audio probably sucks. We're not professionals.
I just remembered, there's another game I've been playing too, that Warner Brothers beat 'em up game. It's yes, that's a fun game. That's a good game. I've been playing that with my son. And it's free right now. You can get it for free, I think, if you just watch this Twitch stream or something.
Well, on the PlayStation, it just comes up as free to download.
Oh, well, maybe it is now. I don't know. But when I got it, it was a few weeks ago. You had to watch something.
So we're joined by a second Tony TGD. What's going on, Blinded?
Oh, what? Ruined the surprise. I was gonna come on here. I was gonna do that fake Mexican accent and do the lisp and everything.
Dang,
I got a lisp now. When did I get a lisp?
So they say. So they say. Okay, so they say. Damn it. Yeah, but other than that, I'm doing okay. It was kind of rough, but I just wanted to come on because it's been a month now. So.
Yeah, they've been looking for you. Justin Review says we were told Blinded would be here.
Yes. So I'm here now.
Blinded actually came to build a wall around you, Tony.
Because I'm Mexican?
Yes. A Canadian wall.
You said it. I didn't.
As far as my week has been fantastic. When isn't my week fantastic, right? Work real slow. One of the guys at work came down with COVID. He's been out all week, and he's one of the main producers at work. So there's not much for me to do now because he's not there.
Vacation.
So yeah, it's like a work in vacation. I go there, play on my phone, walk around. As far as other things go, I've been on a couple streams. I know I wasn't supposed to go on Mad Max's stream that often, but I've been going over there still. There's been some interesting things I wanted to be a part of. Oddly enough, when I was over on Mad Max's stream the other day, Ethan Van Skiver popped in, and he was on stream with us. If you don't know who Ethan Van Skiver is, he is the head guy for Comicsgate. He is very outspoken against the comic book industry, saying that they've gone too woke to SJW, that you can't be conservative and in the comic book industry. And he's basically trying to start a counterculture movement towards comic books. He's also creator of Cyberfrog, makes Cyberfrog comics. So it was interesting to see him up there because people like me, people have said many, many bad things about him. They, run with these wild rumors and these ideas that he's Satan and other things. And
Yeah.
it really wasn't that bad. I mean, maybe he just hides it very well. Maybe he combs his hair in a certain way that I can't see the devil horns. But it didn't seem that bad.
Everyone else, he only sacrifices virgins on Sunday and Monday.
Other than that,
those are my days off.
The channel is still growing. Last time I checked, we were at 734 subscribers, so we're getting close to 750.
Wow!
Yay!
We're getting really close to hearing Bob and Carl sing "Don't Go Breaking My Heart" duet.
No.
For the 750.
Don't go breaking my heart.
So we got that to look forward to.
No. It will be an Amico rendition called "Don't Go Fixing My Amico."
Yes, I have been, according to some, I've been called an SJW, a right-wing SJW. According to some people, I am not an SJW. I just don't tolerate extremists. So I guess that makes me an SJW. Sometimes I don't agree with people on the right, and I get called a leftist. And sometimes when I don't agree with people on the left, I get called an alt-righter. So I guess I'm sitting here comfortably center-right.
Tony, they're called fanaticals.
Yeah. But other than that, it's been all good. I mean, like I said the other day, I had to spend a whole shitload of money on Max's school, even though he's not my son and he's the neighbor's kid. The neighbor's like, hey, you got to go and pay for all his schooling and his dental work and his other bills. And I was like, why? Is your kid, neighbor guy? And he's like, no, you got to pay. So I had to go do that. So that's been a little bit of a financial hit. Not saying for anybody to give me money because I can afford it. Don't worry. Not saying that. Don't want you guys to get confused. Just having a conversation. Other than that,
Fair enough.
really nothing going on.
Yeah. Besides, e-begging goes something like this. Please give us money. Please give us money. That's what e-begging is.
Pretty much. With that said, we're going to be talking about a lot of things tonight. We got a full plate. We're going to be talking about 68 movies and TV shows that were pulled off of HBO Max amid the Discovery Plus merger. We're going to be talking about the new Hori split pad fit for the Nintendo Switch. The Sega Genesis Mini 2 full game list was revealed. We're going to go over that. Of course, we're going to be talking She-Hulk Episode 1. The Embracer Group has also bought a whole bunch of shit. We're going to talk about that. Then we got some polls to go over. I know you guys love your polls. And then whatever else pops into our heads.
I mean, every guy likes watching a girl on a pole.
Not every guy. I don't think gay guys like watching girls on poles.
Okay, valid point.
I win again. With that said, that is it for the intro. And now we're going to say hi to everybody because we got lots of people in the chat. We got a full house here. We got just another viewer, Tommy Uyamiko, Balding Bob, Ross, Evil Knievel, Little Movie Perp, Finbar Saunders, Max Lenartz, Retro Bro Reloaded, Mini Music Forever, Raza Chandri, New Face, but what's up? Who else we got here? Raquis, Zobi, New Face again, but what's up? Vaporware Dude, Jasio Lagochi. We got a lot of new people here, which is great. Awesome.
Yeah, welcome, guys.
Yeah.
And we got
Hello,
Evil Knievel. Yeah, sorry, Days.
Go ahead.
Hello.
No, I was
just
saying we
gonna
got
say
Evil.
hello, everyone.
Yeah, we got hello, everyone. We got Evil Knievel on our side now, since Darius Truxton don't like him anymore.
I don't know about all that, but we got Hey It's Sherry, of course, StreamElements bot. There is no side. This isn't a side. This isn't a us
A
against
wall.
them. We're not talking about a war. This right here is open country. This is no borders. You can come and go as you please. The only thing I ask is that you pick up after yourself, and of course, hit that like button to let us know that you were here, right? Other than that, I don't give a shit. What up, Thinking Fox? Popping in late. And Albert Menendez.
So basically, it's the Amico demilitarized zone.
Pretty much, Amico. It's the YouTube demilitarized zone. I would call it. With that said,
Sorry
where
about
do
it.
you want to start, gentlemen?
I don't know. Sorry about interrupting. If I get a little too excited, it's...
As long as you keep it PG, Carl, you can get as excited as you want.
I just don't want to do those 68 movies first. Like, just
Oh, I don't want to do those first either.
You don't want to go over 68 different movies and TV shows one by one.
I need a warm up. I need something a little bit smaller than that to digest.
A softball.
Right.
That's what she said, Bob. That's what she said.
Oh.
Ooh,
I
we need a
got.
softball
Let's.
topic. Hold on. I know what the softball topic is.
Okay.
We'll discuss the Sega Genesis Mini 2
Ooh, that's a good one.
game list. All right, let me get that. I didn't get no banners set beforehand because, again, I'm very lazy. I think that's a theme around here. Tony is lazy. I always say I'm going to do it. I'm always like, yes, I'm going to get this shit all set and done. Then it doesn't happen. You guys don't hold me accountable. And so I don't do nothing.
You're too cool to be held accountable, though.
Well, thank you, Carl. Thank you. With that said, we're going to launch right into our first topic, 17 minutes into the stream. Gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the Sega Genesis Mini 2 game list. The full list has been revealed. We're going to go over it. We're going to give our thoughts about whether or not this is a good value, a good investment. Should you buy it? But before we get into that, I want to say, like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And it looks like we have Blinded Braille joining us. What's up, Blinded?
Yeah, I don't know why it kicked me out, and that other Tony is just there now. So you can remove that.
Yeah, it did that to me too earlier.
Yeah, that was weird.
No idea. But with that said, we're going to go over to, I believe this is IGN. Sega Genesis Mini 2 full game list revealed. Sonic, Super Street Fighter, and more. 60 games in total. So right off the bat, 60 games, gentlemen. It'll be available on October 27th for $106.65. Do you think that's a good value? 60 games for $106?
Wait, isn't this only in Japan though?
You can import it. They're selling it like through Amazon Japan, and you could buy it or something. It's some weird convoluted thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have liked a PAL release. Like they're not releasing it in Europe, so I'm kind of pissed about that.
I'm not going. I've never had plans to buy, but it sucks that they are making it a Japan exclusive.
I would definitely buy it if it came to Europe. I might import one.
Yeah, there's some good games on there.
All right, so it says Sega has revealed the full list of games included with the Sega Genesis Mini 2 with Sonic the Hedgehog CD, Super Street Fighter 2, and Golden Axe 2 featuring alongside 57 other titles. The console, which will be available from October 27th for $106.65, includes a handful of oddities amongst its game library, such as never-before-released games Devi and Pi, and Star Mobile. New ports of Fantasy Zone, Space Harrier 2, Spatter, Super Locomotive, and the custom D-Make Verse Puyo Puyo Sun are also included as bonuses. The main list includes 53 games by itself, with 41 of them being Sega Genesis cartridge games, such as Streets of Rage 3 and Virtual Racing, and the remaining 12 being Sega CD titles, such as Echo the Dolphin and Final Fight CD. So here's the full list. The Sega Genesis games are Afterburner 2, Alien Soldier, Atomic Runner, Bonanza Bros, Clay Fighter, Crusader of Senti, Desert Strike, Return to the Gulf, Earthworm Jim 2, Elemental Master, Fatal Fury 2, Game Ground, Golden Axe 2, Granada, Hellfire, Herzog's Way, Lightning Force, Quest for the Dark Star, Midnight Resistance, Outrunners, Phantasy Star 2, Populous, Rainbow Islands, Extra, Ranger X, Rise Star, Rolling Thunder 2, Shadow Dancer, The Secret of Shinobi, Shining Force 2, Shining in the Darkness, Sonic 3D Blast, Splatterhouse 2, Streets of Rage 3, Super Hang-On, Super Street Fighter 2, The New Challengers, The Ooze, The Revenge of Shinobi, Toe Jam and Earl, and Panic on Funkatron, Truxton,
Yes.
Vector Man 2, Viewpoint, Virtual Racer, and War Song. So just on the Genesis games, anything that stands out, anything that you're like, yes, this is a must-buy.
Yeah, definitely. And like not just that, like if you're into modding your mini consoles, it's going to have a native Mega CD emulator developed by like I'd assume it's is it M2, the company who
Yeah,
like, do the
M2.
software. Yeah, they're like really good at like creating emulators like accurately. So there's like you're going to be able to load up Mega CD games on it and use the built-in emulator, so it's going to be high quality.
Yeah, that's a good thing, especially with like things like disc rot and stuff now. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with using an emulator for CD-based games at this point.
I think as game media gradually fades away due to old age and rot and stuff like that, I think this kind of solution is going to be highly sought after.
Eric Wells says, I cannot wait for the Intellivision Amico Mini John Cena edition because you can't see it. I think just going off of these games, I'm seeing a lot of weird things, like a lot of sequels without the the previous games. So you got Golden Axe 2, but no Golden Axe 1. Fatal Fury 2 without 1.
Well, this is the Sega Mini 2. Was that on the original one?
I'm not sure.
Golden Axe?
But we got things like...
Is it fun?
Yeah, I'm sure Golden Axe 1 is on the original Mega Drive Mini or Genesis.
Yeah, I mean that's a heavy hitter.
I noticed this has Dorkside's favorite game in the world, 3D Blast, and Retrobro's favorite game in the world, Sonic CD.
We haven't got to the CD ones yet, Carl. You're jumping ahead.
And it's got like Splatterhouse 2. I love Splatterhouse 2. That's a great game.
Streets of Rage 3. That's what I'm saying. It's got weird things like Shining Force 2. Shining in the Darkness, but not Shining Force, right? They got the sequel and the prequel, but not the game.
I think Shining Force on the original Mega Drive Mini. I think
that's what it has to be. Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? I understand you're like, well, this is on the previous Mini, right? But not everybody's going to have the previous Mini, right?
Yeah, and the previous Mini's kind of game.
Yeah, but people that did buy the previous Mini though would be disappointed if you're putting the same games on there. I don't think you could do that to your fans.
Have you not seen all the Sega Genesis collections over the years, days? They
basically
put the same games.
I know, but I mean,
you could have put those other games. You could have put those other games on there as bonuses. How much extra would it have been to throw a Shining Force?
Like seriously, where the fuck is Eternal Champions at?
That's on Mega Drive 1.
Right, it is?
Mini, yeah, I've got it. Comes on that on the European one at least. I think it does on the American one.
All right.
I'll tell you something that's awesome on there is that Sega CD version of Echo the Dolphin, because that is the superior. I'm telling you, that game is amazing.
That game sucks.
On Sega CD, that game is awesome with the good CD music. It's so man, I got into that game as a kid.
Final Fight CD is probably going to be good.
Oh yeah.
You're wrong, Days. Hammy, there are 2 Echo games on
Night Trap.
All right.
There's Night Trap on there?
Hold on.
Yeah.
That Final Fight CD I had as a kid. That was a good one.
Go over the Sega CD games because we didn't go over the Sega CD games. Everyone's jumping ahead.
You brought it up on screen.
I know. I was going to talk about it, but I was waiting for you guys to shut up.
Sorry.
I don't want to just jump in, right? I don't want to be a bully. But we got on Sega CD. The Sega CD games are going to be Echo the Dolphin, Echo the Tides of Time, Final Fight CD, Mansions of Hidden Souls, Night Striker, Night Trap, Robo Aleste, Sewer Shark, Shining Force CD, Sylphied, Sonic the Hedgehog CD, and the Ninja Warriors. The Ninja Warriors is a great game. I love that game. The new updated version of it that came out a few years ago was fantastic. Night Trap is interesting that they put that on there.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the updated version or like a director's cut version, or if it's the original release.
Yeah. Now, like I said, you got Shining Force CD.
Without the spicy.
Yeah. Without the spicy stuff. You got Shining Force CD, which again is one more game in the series, but you don't have the original Shining Force on the damn thing.
Mm.
I mean, I do have a few wonderings that we'll get to after we get the games covered.
Yeah, all right. So we got bonus games. And around here are also Deviant Pie, Fantasy Zone, Space Harrier 2 plus Space Harrier, Spatter, Star Mobile, Super Locomotive, and Verse Puyo Puyo Sun. It says the mini console was first announced for Japan as the Mega Drive Mini 2 before Sega confirmed a Genesis Mini 2 North American edition in July. Sadly, the new version will be more limited run. The only way to secure a North American version will be to import from Amazon Japan. See, so there is a North American version. You just still got to buy it from Amazon Japan. Weirdly.
Oh, okay.
That's strange.
It says the
That
original
covers,
the original Sega Mega Drive Mini was launched in 2019 with 42 games amid a craze of retro consoles being released, such as classic editions of Nintendo's NES and the original PlayStation. In our 910 review, IGN said the Sega Genesis Mini isn't perfect, but is as close to perfect as any retro all-in-one console has come so far. Let me see if they got a game list for the original Mini.
I'm surprised at like limiting it to North America because like it was always Europe, which had like the biggest install base of Mega Drive and Genesis games. It was massively popular, and like even in like Brazil, it's massively popular.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is like
Yeah.
because they don't sell well, or they're just doing they just want a quick cash injection, or so they're like doing a limited run. I don't know.
They might just be testing the waters.
Yeah.
I want to know if what controller they are using. Are they using the standard 3 button, or are they using the 6 button?
No
That's
idea.
a good question, Carl.
Let me see. Let me go to the link here. Maybe it's on it. It looks like it's a 6-button controller, Carl.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Because I know, the fighting games, you're going to want a 6 button.
Absolutely.
So that is the full game list. Anything that stands out for you that you're like, yes, I got to buy this for this particular game?
Okay, if I were going to buy this, it would be for the Sega Cd games. And I was talking to Dorkside about this. He's kind of if I'm not mistaken here, is of the opinion that that's what will drive people to buy the Sega CD games.
For me, yeah. And like also like I'm gonna mod mine probably and load it up with more. So the games list is kind of like superfluous to me. But like it's nice to see like because they're gonna be like hopefully like well optimized and the emulator is gonna be tweaked to like present these games better than like whatever you're gonna put into it as well. Like it's compatibility issues. So having like official dumps and like it all customized is gonna be really good. If it works well. If like I trust them too, man.
Yeah, I don't emulate, and I am not a proponent of emulation and stealing things, but you do you. Jim Tudor says, I read somewhere they would have 10% of the stock of the first Mini, but I don't know if that's just FOMO BS. Yeah, I read that too, and I heard that it is going to be extremely limited. I don't know. Again, I don't know why. They obviously ran some numbers and decided on producing that many. I would get this for Shining Force CD because I've never played that one. I believe those are the Sega Game Gear games. I'm surprised they didn't. Yeah. The Ninja Warriors, like I said, that's fun, but I've played the shit out of it. I don't like the Echo games. I do love Warsong. That is a.
You're missing out.
Echo sucks.
It does suck.
I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna get that and stream fucking Echo then for you.
Just for me.
Yeah.
A lot of these other games are so a lot of these other games are just meh. Gain Ground is basically on everything. A lot of these games are on all these Sega Genesis collections. I think I got most of these. So for me, it's not really worth it. I don't care about having the little mini console. I don't emulate.
I'm pretty sure playing Echo the Dolphin on stream constitutes a defiance against the Geneva Convention on grounds of cruel and inhuman punishment.
I agree.
Good.
Retro Bro says, Tony, most people who say they don't emulate say because they don't know how. It's real easy. I used to emulate all the time. It's very simple. You go to the thing, you download the emulator, then you go to the other thing and you download the ROMs, and then you put the ROMs
Yeah.
into the folder, and then you put open ROM, and then you play the fucking ROM. It's not that hard. It's not complicated. Even I can do it. But I just don't because that's illegal. And I don't believe in that.
Well, in Europe, they're very liberal with the laws of copyright when it comes to like running like 20-year-old ROMs. Like they don't really care.
As someone who obviously has a business relationship with a lot of publishers and video game companies, it's really awkward for me to be like, yeah, I just emulate the shit out of all your old games, guys. So, I don't want to offend anybody. What do you think, Blind? Are you excited by all this?
I am not interested in this. This is why I'm staying quiet.
He's too young.
Yeah, this is like I was saying, like I would be more interested if this was like
boomer
Dreamcast.
shit.
So I'm like, I mean, the only game that's like on here that I would be interested is already on consoles, which is Night Trap. So
yeah, maybe like a Sega Saturn Mini would be interesting to me, or a Dreamcast Mini because I didn't have either one of those.
yeah, I was hoping that this was going to be a Dreamcast, but nope.
Final thoughts, gentlemen, before we move on.
Release it to Europe officially. I want an official Europe release, please, Sega.
Well, they don't have an official North American release technically, right? So, One Inch Bicep says, "I hate when you got to find BIOS for some emulators." Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
that's
go
annoying.
to what is it, Vim's basement?
Sorry about going off like that. So what are we on to now?
Vim's Lair. If you go to Vim's Lair, that's what it's called. It is a great site for preservation. If you want to see all the old games and stuff, I think there's a small section about emulation. I'm not sure, but Vim's Lair is a really well done preservation site that'll help you if you want to preserve your games. But I'm not telling you to emulate stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Preserve your games.
I'm kind of in the same position as Tony. I just don't like emulation that much. I've tried it. I've done it myself. It just, doesn't do anything for me.
I prefer to play
JCO
on
says
regular
Vince is
hardware
correct.
as I can, but I think certain games are fair to emulate if they're like super expensive or rare. Because how else are you going to play it?
First off, Jasio says Vim's is crap. They have almost nothing. They had a bunch more. I think something happened where Nintendo hit them with a bunch of claims or something.
Oh, you so much as to breathe the words Nintendo and emulation in the same breath, and they will sue the shit out of you.
They'll send the
Yes.
ninjas.
And
Yes,
as far
they
as
will.
Dazed's comment about emulating the expensive games, most of the really expensive games are probably crap anyway, right? Because if it's a game that was very popular and very well done, usually those are cheap, right? They're not
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
you might
expensive.
still want to play it.
I'm just
Well,
saying, like, it's probably going to be a crappy game 9 times out of 10.
The issue for me is accessibility. Like, I want more accessibility to these libraries they have access to. Like, I want to see, like, the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo online service, like, get more games added to it, and like it be an extensive library we're paying for.
It's probably not going to happen because of copyright.
Yeah.
Retro Bro says that's not always true. Look at the PC Engine, Saturn. That's true. That's why I said 9 times out of 10.
We have plenty of news, guys. We should probably move on.
Real quick, though, it's a fascinating discussion, Carl. It's real
Okay.
quick. I think one of the issues is when the games were signed, they were signed to specific hardware, right? Like they licensed them to Nintendo for the NES. So now getting it on the Switch, now they're like, hey, we want to put it on the Switch. And the company's like, well, you guys, pony up a big amount of money. And Nintendo's like, fuck you, it's an old game. We just want to do right by our customers. It's like, no. We want that cheddar. And they're like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. We don't need your game on the Switch Online. Go fuck yourself.
Damn it.
Ninja Kitty says Earthbound, Chrono Trigger are not crappy games and both are super expensive. Yes, you pulled two games. And Chrono Trigger is a lot better on the Super Nintendo than it is on the PlayStation. For some reason, on the PlayStation, the Chrono Trigger seems like it runs slower.
Super Nintendo games are pretty damn expensive in the UK. I've seen like Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo going for like 30, 40, 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Look,
you can get it over here for about $20, probably 20, 25.
All you got to do is get yourself a really, really good job, make a whole shitload of money, and then buy original hardware, and we wouldn't have this discussion. Why can't you just stop being poor?
No, I'd buy like whatchamacallit, one of those FPGA consoles, like the Mister or the Analog NT.
Ninja Kitty says the PlayStation Chrono Trigger has to load the music off the CD. That's why there's a hesitation before each battle. It's not just the battle, like even just the field movement just feels sluggish.
If I were going to do consoles, I would probably do the classic 3-in-1. That seems to be the more recent, and it seems to have better compatibility and all the features of the Super Retro Trio Plus.
3-in-1? What do you mean?
Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
Is it
like what would the form
is it a
factor
Hyperkin?
look?
No, it's from old school.
Oh.
It's got the same kind of features as the Super Retro Trio Plus HD.
Wow. I've never heard of this thing. I'm not a retro gamer. I play new modern games. Despite what Blinded says all the time, I am not a retro gamer.
He likes games that are retro-like.
Carl, those are junk emulation. Just buy the original. Retro Bro calling you out, Carl.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't old school gaming really isn't my thing in most circumstances. Then you get games like Carter 2 HD remastered, and so it just depends.
Before we move on, I will say this last thing. Most people really can't tell when the emulation's bad, right? They're just not. It'll stutter a little. Can't. They'll just be like, fuck it, whatever. I guess the game's running a little slow. We're like really hyper focused. We're like, oh my god, this fucking thing is like 1 frame slower than the original hardware, and like you go fucking nuts.
I love you guys.
Love you.
What? That sounded like he said he shit the bed. What
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
He said he's going to bed.
Oh, okay.
Are they giving you COVID again?
Hey, I'm all about the FPGA, man. FPGA is as good as original hardware, man, in my opinion.
Yeah, he says my retro elitist brain hurts listening to this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Retro elitist, they can tell. Normal people don't give a shit.
But Retro Bro, if I cared enough to play cartridges, I would probably go for the Mega SG or something like that, not old hardware, because I don't trust old hardware.
All right, moving on from emulation on the Sega Mini 2 to the Embracer Group buying a shitload of stuff. The Embracer Group buys Lord of the Rings, gentlemen. They have bought the lock, stock, and barrel Lord of the Rings IPs, amongst other things that they've bought recently. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, I got to remind you to like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because every subscription brings us closer to Blinded Braille being here on a weekly basis. I don't know if you remember this, but a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the Embracer Group buying a bunch of stuff, a bunch of different video games companies. And I believe they were also starting a museum in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
But now they've bought Bitwave Games, Geotech Limited Run Games, Middle Earth Enterprises, Singtrix, Tatsujin, Tripwire Interactive, and Tuxedo Labs. This is
That's
from
a crazy lot.
yeah, it
It's
is.
insane.
This article comes from Jamatsu, Sel Romano, owner and writer. Says Embracer Group has acquired Bitwave Games, Geotech, Limited Run Games, Middle Earth Enterprises, Singtrix, Tatsujin, Tripwire Interactive, and Tuxedo Labs, as well as established a new operative group called Embracer Freemode. The newly formed operative group focuses on 6 broad and diverse business market segments, including retro, classic, heritage gaming, or I should say retro/classic/heritage gaming and entertainment, game development and production, devices, gear, and collectibles, community and e-commerce, new idea and technology incubation, and production services. So it says, Bitwave Games, with the backing of Freemode, Bitwave can expand the internal development team and build a publishing team. Bitwave will bring the highly regarded shoot-'em-up games from Toplan to PC and publish the Nintendo Entertainment System Famicom Classic platformer Gimmick on console and modern consoles in the West. I've never heard of the game Gimmick. Anybody here heard of that game?
Nope.
No.
I've heard of the game
What about
Mr.
you?
Gimmick, but not.
What about the audio? What about you people in the chat? Retro Bro, anyone else?
Let's see what else we got here. Geotech says we are also excited to announce that we recently acquired Geotech, one Europe's leading gaming accessory brands. Geotech has a rich heritage spanning 2 decades. We believe there are great opportunities for Geotech to collaborate with Embracer as well as the wider gaming industry. All right, so first off, Cell here, Mr. Cell Romano from Jamatsu. I'm guessing he copied this from a
Press release.
and he's not really. He didn't do anything to make it noticeable that this is not him writing. This is now a press release. It went from one to the other.
Peer back.
But I think it's in a quote.
Yeah, but it's all in a quote. I guess everything from here, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually there's an indent. All right. Moving on. Limited Run Games. Embracer Group, through its wholly owned subsidiary Freemode, has entered into an agreement to acquire Limited Run Games from its founder Josh Fairhurst and Douglas Bogart. Limited Run is a global leading collector-focused publisher of physical video games with a strong brand, established direct-to-consumer channels, and owns the development technology Carbon Engine that ports retro games to modern platforms. It says Limited Run will operate as an independent subsidiary with Josh Fairhurst, CEO, and Douglas Bogart, COO, continuing to lead the company under the newly formed operative group Embracer Freemode. Carbon Engine and Limited Run's business model aligns with focused area heritage within Freemode, cherishing retro games and the opportunity to shepherd classic games into the future and preserve the legacy. The transaction includes the wholly owned subsidiary Limited Run Retail LLC, a retail store in Cary, North Carolina that opened earlier this year. I was just going to ask about whether or not what was going to happen with the store that they had opened. And Limited Run's 40% ownership in the joint venture Super Deluxe Games in Japan that will source more games to Limited Run in the Western market and provide a channel to sell Limited Run's catalog in one of the strongest markets in the world for physical games. So what do you think about this? Now they own Limited Run Games.
That's
This is
great.
pretty interesting. A lot of people are speculating that this is kind of like getting their foot in the door for distribution because Embracer doesn't actually publish games as of right now. So it's a little bit weird what they're doing. They're like buying up studios and like supporting them, but they're not actually distributing it. It's kind of like I think the Borderlands games are kind of an example where they're still being published by Take-Two, even though Embracer owns the IP and Gearbox. So
Yeah, hopefully they're going to bring out a bunch more. The Limited Run won't be so limited anymore.
yeah, hopefully.
Middle Earth Enterprises. This is the one that got everybody talking.
Yeah.
Embracer Group, through its wholly owned subsidiary Freemode, has entered into an agreement to acquire Middle Earth Enterprises, a division of the Sal Zenitz Company, which owns a vast intellectual property catalog and worldwide rights to motion picture, video games, board games, merchandising, theme parks, and stage productions relating to the iconic fantasy literary works, The Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, as well as matching rights in other Middle-earth-related literary works authored by the Tolkien estate and HarperCollins, which have yet to be explored. So it looks like they're going to be making money right off the bat just from the upcoming Amazon series, probably.
Right.
Yeah, there has to be that. I was a little bit confused with that because it seems like Amazon is just licensing out just for that show. So
Yeah, well, it says right here, this is what happens when you don't read ahead. Key upcoming works in Middle-earth in which Middle-earth Enterprises has financial interest include the much-heralded Amazon series, The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, which will premiere on September 2nd, 2022, set thousands of years before The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. The animated movie, The Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim, set for release in 2024, and the mobile game, The Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth. Wasn't there like a Golem game coming out or something?
yeah, it got delayed. I don't know if it got a release date or if it's indefinitely delayed, but nobody gives a shit about that. It looks terrible.
Really?
I'm just saying. It's
Because it says other opportunities include exploring additional movies based on iconic characters such as Gandalf, Aragorn, Gollum, Galadriel, Eowyn, and other characters from the literary works of J.R.R. Tolkien, and continue to provide new opportunities for fans to explore this fictive world through merchandising and other experiences. We might get a Gandalf, Aragorn buddy cop movie. Maybe like a Golem, Galadriel, Eowyn, like a Odd Couple TV show.
Oh God!
Just start throwing shit at the wall, right? Because they're going to make use of this. They're not just gonna buy this and sit on it. They're gonna just like start fucking pumping out shit.
I don't know if they're really gonna do that. It doesn't seem like Embracer is like they more like want to like preserve things and want things to like stay in the vein that it already was. So I think they're gonna be very like picky on like what they greenlight and what actually gets put out instead of just being like a Marvel Studios and just make a bunch of movies and a bunch of games and stuff. So
you might see them people show up in fucking Fortnite.
Oh God.
Lord of the Rings / Fortnite upcoming.
That'd be I mean, they're not even gonna put Gandalf in multiverse.
Oh, we're losing you, Blinded.
Which is weird.
I, for one, am excited that Tolkien's family has no control over it, because now they can stop whining about the Rune Keeper in the online game.
Yes. I have no idea what that is, but I will agree with you, Carl.
Well, they whine about
the
everything.
basically the equivalent of Mage, and they say this runes can't do this or that in Lord of the Rings. I'm pretty sure Blinded knows what I'm talking about.
Slightly. I mean, the Tolkien estate complains about everything. Like, I heard they hate Peter Jackson. Like, they despise Peter Jackson.
They said he ruined the Lord of the Rings or some shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think they were the ones that blocked Peter Jackson's involvement with the new Amazon show.
Yeah. So it says the acquisition of the rights is in line with Embracer's IP-driven transmedia strategy. They're transmedia. I don't like that. SJWs.
Transmedia. I don't think that's what that means, sir.
That means they're taking one media and transitioning it to another. One media should stay what it is. Books are books and movies are movies. I don't want books turning into movies, having surgery. What shit is this? Anyway, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit are amongst the world's largest, most enduring, iconic entertainment franchises and birthed the fantasy genre. Middle-earth Enterprises will be part of the newly founded operative group Embracer Free Mode. The company will continue to operate independently under the existing Middle-earth Enterprises leadership team, working closer with Embracer Free Mode management and other Embracer operative groups to foster opportunities, growth, and synergies within the group to continue to build and expand the great franchise.
Yeah,
Yes.
old guys.
Singtrix, Embracer Group AB, through its wholly owned subsidiary Free Mode, has entered into an agreement to acquire Singtrix from its founders. Through the acquisition, Free Mode welcomes a highly innovative team of 5 and its extensive network that will strengthen Free Mode's game development and present new opportunities for music and audio gaming products. Management expects that Singtrix will expand its vocal technology platform into a broad range of new music games, streaming, and mobile franchises. In addition, Singtrix presence in Los Angeles is further builds on Freemode's footprint in the U.S. and provides a new major hub of entertainment creator talent on the West Coast. Anyone know what the fuck Singtrix is?
I have no clue.
No clue.
I guess they make like mics and karaoke shit. And
No.
yeah, it says the best place for karaoke machine and microphones, Singtrix. Maybe we'll get a new rock band, Gandalf edition. You can sing songs of Middle Earth. Fucking
Say what you will, but I could see that selling very well.
Rock Bard. Fucking, you get like a little lute instead of a guitar.
Yeah.
Rock Bar.
Just Dance Middle Earth edition.
All right. We are also proud to officially, this is Tatsujin. We are also proud to officially announce that we recently acquired Tatsujin, which is Embracer's first studio located in Japan. Tatsujin is led by Masahiro Yuji, one of the founders of the iconic arcade game studio Topeland, known for games such as Truxton, Snow Bros, and Flying Shark. According to the rights to the Topeland catalog, separately in another deal means Tatsujin, with several employees that once created the Topeland games, can now curate these classics and shepherd them into the future. I've heard of Truxton.
I got a question.
What's up?
Does that mean Darius is going to be DLC?
No. No, Carl. Bad, Carl. Saber Interactive. Says Tuxedo Labs, Embracer Group, through its wholly owned subsidiary, Saber Interactive, has acquired 100% of the shares of Swedish developer Tuxedo Labs. Tuxedo Labs is best known for creating the hit voxel-based destruction PC game Teardown. Anyone ever played Teardown?
Nope.
No.
I can't say that I have.
Embracer adds Dennis Gustafsson, Tuxedo Labs founder and CTO, who's highly technical visionary with specialty in physics, and his team of 5. The acquisition adds a uniquely talented team focused on physics-based game technology and design. Within the Embracer Group, Tuxedo Labs will operate as a subsidiary under the Saber operating group. The acquisition further strengthens Saber's presence within Sweden. Tripwire Interactive. Embracer Group, through its wholly owned subsidiary Saber Interactive, has entered into an agreement to acquire 100% of the shares of the award-winning U.S. developer and publisher Tripwire Interactive from its current owners. Tripwire Interactive is well known for the Killing Floor and Rising Storm series and their recent bestseller Maneater, as well as the publishing division Tripwire Presents. Anyone familiar with this company?
Yeah, Killing Floor and Maneater.
I played Maneater.
Killing Floor was okay.
With the,
Carl.
Yeah, I think I played.
I'm familiar with the song Maneater, but
Maneater's the shark game.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's a
It was free on PS Plus, and I think it's on PS Plus Premium now.
Yeah, it was.
I found it. It's not a good game if you have a bad sense of direction. That's all I gotta say about it.
Nothing is a good game for you, Carl. You need like a game that's one screen.
I have a
giant
terrible sense of direction. You know how bad my sense of direction is? Do you know how bad I got lost? I got lost in a bathroom once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Co-founder and CEO Alan Wilson
Sober?
will stay on his role.
Yes, sober.
Co-founder and CEO Alan Wilson will stay on in his role and continue to run Tripwire along with Bill Monk, co-founder and lead combat designer, and David Hensley, design director, co-founder. John Gibson will be pursuing opportunities outside of Tripwire. Ooh, they got rid of John Gibson. Kicked his ass to the curb. The acquisition adds an extremely experienced development group with its collection of 4 strong franchises: Maneater, Killing Floor, Rising Storm, and Red Orchestra. The group has an exciting AAA title in production, as well as a rapidly growing publishing division. Within the Embracer Group, Tripwire Interactive will operate as a subsidiary under the Saber Interactive Operative Group. Post-transaction business will remain as usual, with the team focused on developing future projects. So what do we think? Is Embracer going to become like this new super giant fucking studio?
Oh well, there's actually one more thing. they actually acquired another studio that is pretty significant, but they didn't disclose which one it was. I think they're going to announce it soon, but everybody's like speculating on who this is because it's supposedly significant, like bigger than the other ones.
Sounds to me.
They can't actually acquire Capcom.
Sounds to me like they're kind of becoming rivals with Microsoft with all the acquisitions.
Yeah, they're trying to. I think they're trying to preserve the industry, which is going to be interesting because it's like normally they have like some sort of plan in place, right? Like what Microsoft or Tencent is doing, but they're just like, no, we actually want to preserve video games. We want to keep the industry thriving and put out all different types of games, which is not usually the mindset that a lot of these companies have. So I just find it strange that they're, multi-millionaires and they're doing this. It's like, it's hard to believe.
Okay, even I had to laugh at D. Reed's comment.
What do you say?
You read it for yourself and see.
No. All right.
Even I had to laugh at that.
I do hope that they do preserve games, and this is not just some really weird attempt to buy their way into the space. Maybe the secret. Fuck! Hold on. Someone talk.
I don't know what to say.
Remember that time when Hitler came out to play?
He came out as gay? When did Hitler come out as gay? Is this in the history books?
1941.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Eva Braun was a man.
Eva Braun had a wiener, all right.
All right. What I was going to say was maybe the secret acquisition is actually in television, and that's why we haven't heard nothing from them in a while.
Oh, man.
Because if they're trying to preserve gaming history, that would be right up their alley, right? And they could buy that for some dance. But that's all we got on this topic. Moving on. I ate a fucking pecan and now I'm choking like a motherfucker.
Huh? A peanut?
Pecan.
Okay. Oof. I heard penis or something. I don't know.
I ate a whole penis.
I choked down a penis.
I was about to say, what the fuck?
D. Reed wants to know which side of the glory hole were you on, Carl, that you got lost.
Neither. Our bathroom does not have glory holes.
Would you cuck Hitler? Was Eva Braun fine? How fine was Eva Braun? I think that's the real question.
I mean, I've seen picture of her, so it's like,
she's fun.
you're gonna have to determine yourself. Yeah, I could probably say that, I guess.
All right, moving on from cucking Hitler to big green mommy milkers. That's right. We're gonna be talking about Carl's favorite new show.
It is
episode 1. Spoilers abound, so if you haven't seen it and you're looking forward to watching it, I would suggest you probably go away, skip ahead in the video for like 30 minutes, because we're going to be discussing it in full spoiler detail.
I haven't seen it, but I'm not scared.
That emerald vision of hotness herself.
Oh, boy.
Before we get to it, let me remind you to like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel because every subscription brings Carl that much closer to getting his face stepped on by a big green foot.
No, thank you. I'm not one of those people.
There was actually, before we get into it, there was a lot of foot shots in just the first episode. I thought Dan Schneider had directed the first episode.
Fetish?
Yeah, there was a weird foot fetish. I was looking in the credits. I was like, did Dan Schneider or Quentin Tarantino, were they involved in this at all?
Yeah, Big Mommy Hulk showed her feet.
A lot. All right, so this is the Rotten Tomatoes score for She-Hulk right now as it stands. The critic score is 86%. The average audience score is only 64%.
Wow.
Do you agree or disagree with those of us who have actually seen the show? Carl?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I think the problem is the audience, the negatives are probably given by geeks.
Okay, that's not what I asked you, Carl. What I asked you was, do you agree with the score? Do you what is your score for the show?
Oh, all right. My score is I give it a solid 90.
A solid 90.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it's that good. I don't want to give it a perfect score, just because I don't know. I've only seen the first episode, but based on what I saw, I liked all of it.
Blinded, have you watched it?
Yes, I have.
What would you give it? What would you say your score would be?
I'm in agreement with just another viewer. It was like 7.5, maybe an 8.
Bob, what did you think?
Yeah,
Give me a
I'd
second.
say like 75%, 80.
Days has not seen it, so he can't give a score. But I think I'm in agreement with my co-hosts that are not Carl. I think it's about an 80. It's not perfect.
No,
it
I
had some of
mean,
its moments, but I did like it overall. I think it's a solid start.
I like that. I don't know. It's just it's nice to see something that isn't just about superheroes and villains battling each other.
Who the hell is this?
Yeah, who is this?
Oh, Days
Get-
Days fucking up.
Oh.
I don't know what. It's my internet, man. I pay a fuckload for my internet too, and it's being shitty right now.
Wow. Okay. How do I transition out of that? Anyway, first episode, from what I heard, from my understanding, was the actual first episode wasn't going to be about the backstory. That the backstory was actually going to be in the second to last episode of the season, but it didn't test well with audiences. They were confused by what the fuck was going on, right? So they're like, hey, we got to throw the backstory as how she became She-Hulk and everything. You got to throw that into the first episode.
They put that at the. Why does Marvel do that? This is like what? How many times have they done this? Where they're like, yeah, let's just put the origin story at the ending of the series. It's
Why
like,
would you
fucking
do
hell.
that? That's a bad
That's
idea.
stupid. That makes no sense.
Yeah, they did this with Moon Knight too. It was just convoluted and stupid. It's just like, tell us the origin at the beginning, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they like to be artistic, and they like to start in media rest. They like the idea of just dropping you in the middle of a story, right?
But you can do that and then go back
hate
though.
that.
Like Moon Knight did it where it was like they didn't tell us at all what was going on until it was like the 5th episode, and then they're like, here's all this like dump about his parents and how he became Moon Knight and blah blah blah, and it was like, holy shit, you should have told us this like at least in the 2nd episode.
Yeah, that was one of the problems I had with Captain Marvel, the movie, because they just dropped you right in the middle, and you're like, well, what the fuck's going on? Why is she in space? Is she an alien? No, she's a human.
I hate it when they do that.
Yeah,
If you
like
had
just
no-
stupid.
If you had no knowledge of Captain Marvel as a character prior to seeing the movie, you probably were confused for the first like 20, 30 minutes of it. Like, what the fuck's going on, right?
Well, I mean, if you knew Captain Marvel's origin, you would be like, why are you dragging this shit out? It's like the most basic fucking origin.
Yeah, Finbar says I blame Chris Nolan and Memento for that shit. Yeah, everybody wants to have this like artsy fartsy fancy storytelling. They don't want to do traditional just beginning, middle, end. They want to like go
It's
all over the
fucking
place.
She-Hulk.
Yeah, like it's
You know what I'm
not.
saying? It's She-Hulk.
I know, but
It's not convoluted. Like-
so the first episode of She-Hulk, we start off with Jennifer Walters. She's preparing for a big case. She's talking it over with the other lawyers in the office. They're going over their strategy. Then her friend's like, hey, as long as you don't Hulk out, we should be all good, right? And then we're like, what? Well, so you're a little confused. Like, oh, I guess they already know she's She-Hulk. Then she turns to the camera, starts talking, says, hey, let me explain what's going on because you're probably confused. And then they go into the origin story. the origin for the She-Hulk TV series is basically she gets into a car crash with Bruce Banner. He spills his blood onto her. She becomes She-Hulk. She has like a werewolf type moment where she turns into the She-Hulk, and then like shit happens, but she's like wakes up. She's like, "Oh, what the fuck's going on?" Right? I don't know what the fuck happened. She ends up at a bar. All the women help her. They're like, "Oh, what's going on?" And from what I understand, I'm not a woman. I'm not a female. I don't go into female bathrooms on a regular basis.
Breaking news.
Breaking news, right?
He's a closet perv.
I said on a regular basis, which means I do go sometimes, but I'm invited. Anyway.
Anyway, go on.
So all the women are like, "Oh, let me help you," right? And from my understanding, that's actually like a real thing. Like women are like, outside of the bathroom, they're all catty and like fighting for the men and one-upping each other. But inside the bathroom, that's like a safe space and we'll help you out. And so they help her out, and then she goes outside and she's dressed. I don't want to say like a hooker, but they kind of make her look like a hooker, right? She's got like a fur coat. And
there's like a lot of makeup on and stuff.
Yeah, lots of makeup, and she's standing on the thing, almost like a woman of the night.
I want to make
and she looks upset too. So that was.
I want to make a confession here. I thought she was at a women's shelter or something.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
No, it was just a woman's bathroom, Carl.
It was a bar. She went into a bar.
So some dudes start hitting on her. Not really hitting on her. Let me just. They're pretty much were harassing her, right?
Yeah, they were that, and that's where all these people are like, "Oh, so woke." It's like, did you guys forget the part where they were fucking surrounding her? And they're like, come on, we're gonna get you in the car or some shit. It's like,
yeah, it started off like normal, like, "Hey, what's up, baby?" And then it kind of escalated and kept going, and then like, she was getting surrounded. So she
kind of like, "I've had enough," and then she kind of wakes up at Bruce Banner's lap.
Well, you missed the part, Carl, because this is an important thing. Yeah, because she hulks out,
and Hulk saves her.
Yeah, Hulk tackles her before she kills anybody or does anything stupid. Then she wakes up at Bruce Banner's magical island in Mexico.
Right.
And basically, from that point on, Bruce Banner, smart Hulk, he tries to explain to her what's going on. You're now a Hulk. We have rare genetic condition that allows us to metabolize gamma radiation, which I think maybe they're going to try to kind of say that they're mutants, right? It's unconfirmed, but I guess
say that again.
In the series, in the show, the Hulk says that he analyzed their DNA, and their DNA allows them to metabolize gamma radiation, and that's why they become the Hulk. Which means that they have different DNA, so they would probably be technically mutants, right?
I hope they don't do that. They tried to do that in the comics, and it was dumb.
Well, in the original comic, the Hulk's dad experiments with gamma radiation, and then they say that messes up his DNA.
Yeah.
So when the Hulk's born, he has different DNA. And then there's like a whole convoluted thing about maybe you can become the Hulk, and maybe anybody can become the Hulk, maybe nobody can become. They go back.
Yeah.
But essentially, because gamma radiation is a real thing that really kills people, I think they want to emphasize that, hey, don't expose yourself to gamma radiation, kids. So they're like, oh, these people are special, right? Because gamma radiation is actually one of the deadliest forms of radiation. Gamma waves are the longest waves. They go through the most. They have the most penetrative power. So anyway, science sidetrack finished. Basically explains to her, hey, you're a Hulk now. You're going to be a superhero. And she's like, I don't want to be a superhero. He's like, bitch, you're a superhero now. You don't get to choose it, right? You became the Hulk. Now you're a superhero. And she's still like, nah, I don't want to be a superhero. So he has a whole book. He's like, hey, we're going to teach you how to be the Hulk. And through the process, they find out that, hey, there is no second personality in the She-Hulk. It is just Jennifer Walters.
Yeah, so she's...
Go ahead, Cal.
She just she doesn't have these control fits like Bruce Banner does. She's in control all the time.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. This is again with these like chuds that are out there that are like claiming that She-Hulk is woke. Yeah, they're so first off, She-Hulk is not like the Hulk. She doesn't have alter egos. There's no Bruce Banner. She doesn't have Jennifer Walters and a She-Hulk, right? Because Hulk is a totally different personality, and that was a result from his abuse, which I know the MCU didn't explain yet, but like
how many of you watched the animated Hulk series?
I never have.
But what's the point?
I didn't even know there was one.
Well, they had a She-Hulk episode, and it was kind of the same thing. You know, like when she became infected with Bruce Banner's blood, you know, she was in control the whole time.
One of his biceps says I had a gamma ray hit me right in the balls. Now I have a Hulk cock. I wonder, did anyone watch the Hulk Hogan sex tape? Did he say Hulk smash during the Hulk Hogan sex tape?
Oh, God.
I'm not watching that.
Brendan Schaub would know.
Yeah. Moving on. So basically, there is no split personality in the She-Hulk. And I think, again, I think that going forward, they're going to tell you that he's the only one with a second personality. Because it confused him. He was like, what the fuck's going on, right?
Well, they don't need to tell you. They've said this in every single movie he's appeared in.
No, but remember, the only Hulks that we've seen so far is the Hulk himself.
And Professor Hulk.
No, but I'm talking about Abomination. The only Hulk being.
Oh, Hulk being. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I thought you meant like persona-wise.
No. So what I'm saying is the Hulk, Bruce Banner, has two personalities. Jennifer Walters only has the one. And I think the Abomination is also only going to have the one. However, I think the whole court case that he's going to be involved in is he's going to try to pretend like the Abomination is a separate being. Like, it wasn't me that caused the damage. It was the Abomination, right? I think that's going to play into her, the lawyer part of the show. Also, after the Hulk analyzed everything, he destroyed their blood, which was a great Chekhov gun. They're like, hey, here's this blood that we have, and then we got to make sure that we destroy it, because if this blood ever gets in anyone's hands, guys, we can make much more Hulks. They were
that
like,
was pretty funny.
They're highlighting
I think that
like
could be
future plot point.
Yeah, do you think because they're planning a World War Hulk, they're going to use this to be like, like many Hulk storyline?
No. World War
They're
Hulk is going to involve the Hulk.
Probably his son.
And his son. Well, we'll get to that in a minute, because there's something I'm going to say about it that we kind of skipped over a little.
Well, they did tease that in what you explained though with the spaceship.
Well, I didn't say the spaceship. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay then.
I just said car crash.
Okay.
So they train. He teaches her how to be a Hulk. He tells her to meditate. Turns out that she has, like I said, more control over it because she's doesn't have the split personality. She's not fighting. She's just her. She's weaker. If you watch the actual show, she is actually weaker. They make a big emphasis on the fact that she is weaker than the Hulk. She can't thunderclap when the Hulk, does his little like clap and makes a big fucking wave of energy and sound and wind, knocks her off her feet. She tries it. At first, she doesn't do nothing, just like nothing. And then she does it again, and then she just makes a sound, and then she keeps clapping. And it doesn't push the Hulk back. It just kind of hurts his ears because of the noise. They get into like a little fight. Eventually, she tells him that, being a woman, she has to deal with a lot of things, us men, and this is gonna be woke. I'm gonna go woke for a minute, so please bear with me.
Put on your hazmat suit.
But I'm gonna get toxic. No, but what I'm saying is, like, us dudes, like, we get snap at people, right? And it's just like everyone just brushes it off, right? If I get mad, or if Carl or anyone, it's just nothing, right? But when a woman does it, we're all like, oh, what a bitch, fucking bitch, right? So she's basically saying, hey, I got to control myself, because if I snap at people, if I have a bad day, if I'm too aggressive, people start calling me names. They give me shit. They don't want to hear it. I got to put up with things, and I'm not allowed to respond accordingly because we're looked at bad. And I understand that, right? It's 100% true. Because like I said, I could be snarky all day long. You just look at the reaction to the She-Hulk show. When Chris Pratt is snarky as fuck, when RDJ is snarky as fuck during playing Iron Man, playing Star-Lord, everybody finds it funny. It's funny. It's no problem. When Tatiana Maslany is Jennifer Walters is snarky, suddenly everybody throws a shit fit, and they're like hundreds of videos about why the She-Hulk is woke and it's belittling men or some shit.
Yeah.
They should just make it to where like it's like a PMS thing. Like once a month, she just turns into the She-Hulk, like my
But the thing-
wife, like my wife. But boom.
Oh no.
She's standing. My wife's right there.
I'm sure she is. We're gonna hear her murder you live on
camera.
So eventually, she's basically like, "Look, I don't want to be a fucking superhero. I don't want to have my life taken away from me. You know, you've isolated yourself from everybody and everything, and I don't want that. And why would you want that for me?" So she takes off from the island, goes back, and she's a lawyer. They show her she's doing a case. They don't really focus on what the case is, but then Titania comes busting through the fucking courtroom.
This was arguably probably the worst part of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
I
people said
agree.
it was bad on purpose. I don't know if it was bad on purpose or it was just bad.
It was something about the editing. Like someone was saying, it looked like there was like 10 shots missing, and I agree. It looks like so sloppy, and then they put the music over. I was like, I don't think you filmed it this way. I think this was supposed to be an actual action sequence.
Yeah, well, I think because of like I said, the way that they reshot it or re-edited it to add in the origin story, they might have taken some stuff out of the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So Titania
That would make
shows up,
sense.
right? She shows up and like, oh, we're gonna have a big epic fight. She throws a drop kick, and then She-Hulk just fucking punches her, and that's the end of it. And everyone claps. And she turns back.
And then remember they play the girl power song, another woke thing.
What's the girl? What girl power song?
I don't even remember what it was, but it was like some R&B song.
I must have missed it because I was just like, whatever, right?
Did you see the post?
Yeah, she put on her heels and they started playing it.
Yeah, because she didn't want to ruin her shoes, so she took her shoes off first.
Yeah.
I'm changing my score to an 8 as well.
Then post credits,
Because
during the episode,
I might raise my score to a 9 because of the feed shots.
I won't judge.
Post
They
credits,
might.
at the very beginning of the episode, when they get into the car crash, they're discussing whether or not Captain America is a virgin. They're not virgin shaming. She's actually very interested. She's like, he's a hot dude, and it's kind of.
She was thirsty.
Yeah, she's like, it sucks that he's like this hot dude that through circumstances out of his control, right? He gets conscripted, goes to the army, super soldier, becomes involved in all these world-shattering events. He's on the run from the law. She's basically like, dude doesn't have a chance to lose his virginity, and that sucks, right? So finally, at the end, post-credits, she's sitting at the bar again, the bar at Hulk Island, and they're talking.
Hulk Island.
And
That actually sounds cool.
Basically,
Hulk Island.
the Hulk just breaks down. He's like, look, he's not a virgin. USO show, 1943. He banged some chick. And she's like, fucking, she's so happy. She's like, oh, fucking Captain America, fuck. And then it cuts out.
1942, he makes her squeal.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, this should have been in the show because it was a payoff to a joke in the beginning. It was like really bizarre. I was like, this is a comedy show.
I think, again, because of the editing and the switching up things, I think that's why it ended up at the post credits. That said, I thought it was real good. I know maybe I didn't explain it well. Some people are saying it sounds like a trauma film. It was actually shot really good.
That sounded nothing like a trauma film. Who the hell said that?
Yeah. Not a chance is a trauma film.
Not even close. No.
No.
Maybe like the origin story is like similar to the Toxic Avenger. I don't know. That's a bit of a reach, though.
Yeah. Tatiana Maslany, I think they purposely made her look less attractive as Jennifer Walters to make her look more attractive as the She-Hulk.
Oh,
definitely.
Hulk fetish.
No,
but
because
that's the point, though.
Yeah. When she was Jennifer Walters, she's supposed to be like a mousy little lawyer that like It's kind of dumpy looking, and then she becomes She-Hulk, and like, oh my god, she's so sexy. And so I think that they used, hair, makeup to kind of emphasize the difference between the two.
Yeah, definitely. Like her hair is like blown out when she's She-Hulk, and then when she's normal, it's like curly and stuff.
Yeah, and it's all weird. It's like the way they got it all parted. So at the beginning, during the car crash that we just kind of touched over, Bruce Banner is actually human because he says he has a device that allows him to remain human. And his arm was still in the sling at this point.
So now we know what that sling was about.
Yeah.
Which was interesting because they didn't really explain that in Shang-Chi. He was just there with a sling, and it was like, what happened to him? Why isn't he Professor Hulk? So that was interesting.
So he's basically like, I haven't healed my arm yet, and I got to, I'm doing my thing. And then a Sicarian ship shows up and causes the car crash. We don't see what happens after the car crash and after he becomes the Hulk and Jennifer Walters runs off into the forest as She-Hulk. We don't see what happens, right? Obviously, he must have dealt with this ship or something, right? Because it never shows up again, right? I don't see the ship showing up, causing the car crash, and just flying the fuck away. So I'm guessing there's more to that story that we're either going to get during this show or during the World War Hulk.
Possible.
We're definitely getting it in this show, too.
As far as being, it's very important that I say it's a Sicarian ship. They name it. Because Sakaar is the name of the planet during World War Hulk in the comics.
Well, I mean, it just makes sense. Like, if you've seen Thor Ragnarok, then you would obviously recognize the ship. Or the ship design, I should say.
Not everybody's that astute.
Sure. I mean, most Marvel fans are, but you know what I mean.
So, other than that, I think that they're going to, going forward, we're going to see some Abomination blood being used as steroids. We're going to hear more about this ship. I'm looking forward. I thought it was a really good show. I thought it was really well done. It wasn't as
so far, yeah.
It wasn't as jokey as I thought it was going to be. Right?
Yeah, I think that was like a downside of it, to be honest. Like, this is the show that's supposed to be a comedy, and the jokes were kind of like, eh.
I thought it was fun. Got my parents to watch it. They loved it.
Yeah, my parents liked it too. I did like Bruce Banner was very sad and disappointed. He was like really excited. He got his binder on. He's like really excited to like go on this multi-year journey. And then she's just like, "Yeah, I don't need that." He's like, "What?" He's like,
wait, what?
Yeah, you can just see like his face. He's like,
the disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah. He tears up his binder. It's fine, whatever.
Yeah, he did a really good job, Mark Ruffalo. You could see the aggravation and the like. He's trying to hold back his anger because he's really annoying the shit out of him. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to the next episode. Carl, are you going to watch the next episode?
Hell yeah, I'm going to watch the next episode.
Blinded, are you watching the next? Are you excited for more She-Hulk?
Yes.
It's
better than Moon Knight.
That doesn't say much, though.
What about you, Bob? You excited for more She-Hulk?
Definitely.
Anything that you guys think that might show up in the upcoming episodes? Any predictions you want to make?
More feed shots. They know their target audience.
I mean, it could get really fun, like if a supervillain hires out her law firm. I see lots of amusing potential, like a Space Ghost, Coast to Coast kind of fun.
Like Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law?
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. Harvey Birdman. I see kind of a similar vein, honestly.
Yeah, I think it was really well done. I like the actress. I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was going to be more jokey. It wasn't really as jokey as I thought. And it wasn't as girl power and this female thing and like shit on men.
Nah.
No,
It was not the
and her
shit on men.
character's better than Captain Marvel. So
Yeah.
That's not saying much.
She only broke
yeah,
the
but
fourth
that's like
wall,
the
what?
bar.
I think she broke the fourth wall twice, 2 or 3 times.
She did.
I think it was only twice.
At least once. At least once.
Well, during the beginning, and then when she's talking to Bruce Banner, when she looks at the thing.
Yeah, I think they needed to do it more in the show. Like they needed like a third time because the second time that it happens, it was kind of like we seen that in the trailer, and it was like I think he needed another joke, like because then it would have been slightly different. You know what I mean? It would have.
Yeah. Was it less jokey than the Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, it was. It was actually pretty serious through most of it. I think most of the quote unquote jokes was more just the
situational jokes.
Plus, I was gonna say the Hulk had sort of a like there was a snarky back and forth between them. It wasn't really jokey. It was more like you were laughing at the fact that, oh my god, I can't believe they're having this kind of argument.
Yeah. Well, I also thought it was funny that Hulk started practicing meditation. I thought that was hilarious. Like, that was ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, they did make an emphasis that they are different. They have different DNA. They have different abilities because they even mentioned that her blood is different now than the Hulk's blood.
And they're different characters entirely.
And like I said, they definitely did not shy away from the fact that the Hulk is still stronger. He even punches her off a fucking cliff because he's just like so annoyed with her. He's just like, bam, fucking knocks her off the cliff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they weren't afraid to let the Hulk just hit her. He like fucking nails her 3 or 4 times.
And he's also holding back too, just like in some of the scenes. So
you could tell he's definitely holding back, and
like that whole car sequence was pretty much holding back, and then the fight afterward.
Do you think we're gonna find out what happens to the rock that he threw?
Oh, it burnt up. I don't know how come everybody keeps saying that. It like if you look at the frame, it actually just disintegrates.
Does
and then it just it does.
I thought it just disappeared because it got smaller. Like
it's like in the distance, and then you see it just like evaporate.
I think it's going to be a really fun show. Maybe not as funny, but definitely a very fun show.
I could see this being like second tier Marvel show because I liked, or I should say second place because I liked Loki, and that was the only show that was pretty good. Everything else has been it's okay, but I'm not like interested to watch it again.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm very on the fence about is what's going to happen when the She-Hulk gets out of the She-Hulk show and goes into something else, like an Avengers movie.
I think she would work well with some of the characters.
I'm just saying, as far as like if she's really jokey, if it gets more jokey, to have her like into a real serious thing now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see what you mean.
So, because like I know everybody's in love with fucking Deadpool, but I think he doesn't work as well with a real serious.
I disagree. If you read the recent Deadpool stuff, they actually do a good job of like making him more serious and more like he's more of a sad clown, where he's like really depressed, but he's just making jokes.
Okay, well I can see that. I can see that working. Final thoughts: She-Hulk, definitely worth a watch. If you have Disney Plus, I say watch it. I mean, why not? If you don't have Disney Plus, do you think this is something worth getting Disney Plus for?
If you like Marvel, then I don't see why you wouldn't have Disney Plus already.
It's definitely something you can take your parents to watch. Say, hey, Mom or Dad, you want to watch She-Hulk with me? And I think it's that fact alone that makes it really good.
I think it's gonna explode once like Daredevil shows up, because that's when everybody's gonna be like, oh, now I have to watch the show.
Yeah. Finbar says, I think this is as jokey as it will get. Needs to carry a somewhat serious tone, especially when Daredevil shows up. I think
not really.
Yeah, I think Daredevil is going to be the straight man. So it's going to be like the jokes with Daredevil is how everything plays off the fact that he's so serious and everything around him is not serious.
I could see them doing that too, but Daredevil is a campy character sometimes. Like he can be really depressing, and then sometimes he could just be like very jokey.
Yeah, well, they're giving him the old yellow and brown.
Yeah, and that was kind of that was Stan Lee's era. So, I mean, Mark Waid has like a very similar Daredevil jokey kind of run where he's like it's more swashbuckling and more adventure. So. I don't really mind it that much, but I do prefer gritty Daredevil, obviously.
All right, go out, go watch She-Hulk. It's fantastic. We're going to be talking about
It
the
is.
second episode next week. So we give you a couple days. Like most people are talking about it the same day. Most people talk about it maybe the day after. We give you a couple days to watch the show because we know that not everybody has a Thursday night free.
Yeah.
Because we do that for you. We could make the video Thursday night. We could make it. But we don't. Because we appreciate our audience. We love you guys.
And we're going to compare the first episode to the last, give our thoughts on how it's progressing. Right, guys? Right.
Yeah. Also, Daze, what the hell is going on back there?
He's like saying some controller-ish shit or something. He's like whispering it too, like as if we can't hear it.
What? Did I say something? Was I whispering?
You were whispering? We
yes,
can hear your family? Sounds like
it was my son. No, it was my son was trying to bring a bunch of macaroni and dump on my lap.
Wow.
I just hear all kind of shit going on. Like, what the hell's going on over there?
It's like, don't bring that shit. It's trash.
Dude, my hearing is super good, so yeah. You were whispering.
I can hear everything. Bob.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's going on over there, Bob?
Nothing, just vibing, just chilling.
He's dreaming about She-Hulk's feet.
Oh, yes.
Bob said he's going to stop smoking.
Yeah, I'm quitting smoking soon. I'm signing up to the non-smoking clinic at my doctor's surgery on Monday.
Cigarettes?
Yeah. And weed.
It's
cigarettes.
It's good, dude. You'll feel better. It's
Yeah.
tough, but you will feel a lot better. And food tastes better.
Yeah.
You have more energy. You sleep better. Everything's better.
Cigarettes, whiskey, and wild, wild women. They drive you crazy. They drive you insane.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All right. We got a nice light topic here.
Good. Oh, shit.
I don't know who the hell that was.
That was not me.
That was me. Sorry, my bad.
Your lady friend over, Bob?
No, it was a YouTube video.
Why are you watching YouTube videos during this middle of
I pressed something on my phone. I'm doing all sorts of shit with my mic muted.
Am I the only one who focuses 100% of their energy?
I am not doing jack squat at the moment because I can't. Because when I do, StreamYard shuts down on me. So
yeah, StreamYard just dog shit.
56K warning says Gary should call his son by first name like he does to him. Watching the best she-feet? Yeah.
Send your screen caps of She-Hulk's feet to me at Twitter at Bomini.
Don't say that, Bob, because they will.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it now.
I want to do it after the show. I want to do it after the show's over.
All right.
Screen cap the pictures, send them to me at Bomini on Twitter, and we'll rank all the feet after the end of the show.
Bob will. I will not be ranking feet.
Me either.
All right. In lighter news, Hori has a new split pad for Nintendo Switch. This comes to us via Nintendo Life. Make sure that you like the video. So share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hori reveals the split pad fit for Nintendo Switch. Pre-order is now live. That's an updated version.
This shit looks nice.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I wish it just came in all white though, so I can match my Switch.
Here, let's watch the video. Full screen this bitch. Look, guys, it's got an A button. Did you see that?
Oh my god, that looks so fucking nice. Holy shit.
Ooh, it's got
It
turbo.
looks so nice.
Looks
Yeah.
well good, man.
It's supposed to be basically in function comparable to the Pro.
Yeah.
I think. And I've used the Pro before, and it is really nice.
Hori has a legacy of being a great company for third-party controllers as well.
Yeah. I do like the home button being a lot better than the one that's already on there. Look at that. You can assign different buttons to this.
Nice.
Sick.
That's right. We're reading the Japanese.
Oh, those thumb grips. Oh man.
They look interesting.
I might have to fucking
They
buy this.
are
Yeah.
amazing. The thumbsticks are amazing on the Pro, and the fact that they probably will be on this, it's incredible.
56K Warning says the worst thing about the Switch is the controller. I disagree. I think the worst thing about the Switch is that it's not a PlayStation. Because I swear to God, I have games on it that I don't have on anything else. And I just can't bring myself to playing the Switch. I don't know what it is.
I can't bring myself to play Xbox. Fucking hate Xbox. I just look at him at disgust now.
Look at that. Look at that. Nintendo Switch.
They have white Joy-Cons. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it has like a highlight of a green, so it like pisses me off. I'm like,
Oh, I think it's got a yellow highlight, no?
it's like a green yellow highlighter color.
See, that's yellow.
Yeah, highlighter color. That's what it looks like on my screen, at least. It's like really bright.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
then-
but like when you put it in the dock, it doesn't look that bad. And also the back too is colored.
yeah, this is the back of it. It would be yellow. And then the front is the white.
I guess I'll like just deal with it. But like all my stuff is white, like white controllers, white console, and everything. So
You racist!
I was just going to say
Yes.
that, Carl. He's all white. He's all white.
You dirty, dirty racist!
I want this
Yes.
one. This one will match my Animal Crossing Switch. It's nice blue.
yeah, the light blue is nice.
I like the red one. I like the red one at the top.
Yeah,
That looks
the
pretty
red looks
sweet.
like the PlayStation kind of red.
Yeah,
kinda
I think I
interesting.
like the blue one the most.
This one down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the midnight blue. Yeah.
But it looks so good on the OLED. Like
Yeah.
it's not like an eyesore like the other one, where it's kind of just like too bulky and it just doesn't look like it's meant for it. I could see Nintendo looking at this and being like, maybe we should kind of like do something like this for like the Switch 2 or something.
The Switch 2, you mean the Switch Pro that's definitely coming?
Yeah, supposedly from all these crazy Nintendo fans.
It says, like the Split Pad Pro, this controller still does not come with HD Rumble, NFC, and wireless functions. So,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So comparable with Amiibos then.
the Split Pad Fit is scheduled to launch next month in Japan and will be available in the following colors: light gray, cross yellow, mint green, cross white, midnight blue, and apricot red. So the mint green white one, I don't like. It should just be all solid. If this one is fucking
Yeah.
all solid, then this one should be all solid. All mint green.
I wish they would bring the pattern, the themes to this model like they did with the Pro.
Like, because the red and the blue are solid, but the fucking mint and the light gray are not.
The Mega Man Split Pad Pro is really nice looking.
They say that they're going to run about $40 for the blue and the mint green, and then $46 for the light gray and the apricot red. And that's through Play Asia. There's no local.
I would be tempted to order those.
I'm definitely going to order them in like, I don't know, a couple of months.
I'm going to have to too, because I think my stepson has lost my Joy-Cons.
56
You don't have a
says,
Switch.
$40
Yes, I
for the
do.
controller is cheap.
I have a Switch.
Oh,
I just don't ever play it.
sorry, Tony. Go on.
All I said was 56K warning says $40 for a controller is cheap.
It is.
Yeah, it's
Aren't the
pretty
Joy-Cons regularly like $70?
Yeah,
Yeah,
in a
that's-
pair,
You can use
yes.
them separately. I don't know about that. I've heard you can't use them separately as Joy-Cons.
I
Have
mean,
you
is it?
used?
But why would you though?
They
Have
just
you
hook on the
used? Sorry, go on.
They just hook on the side of your Switch, right? Like Joy-Cons, but you can't. But
Yeah.
That's fine. If you can't, I don't need to use them. I just need new.
You can use
controllers
them
on my Switch.
wirelessly, but like you can't use them as like individual like wireless Joy-Cons.
Hey,
Because
Yeah,
Blind-
but it wouldn't make sense though because it's
Yeah.
not like the Switch because it has the D-pad.
Hey, Blinded, have you used the Split Pad Pro?
No, I've never used it. It just
Oh,
doesn't
so
look
I'm the only
comfortable to
one.
me. Yeah.
It was very sweet, but the fact that they're bringing that experience to this one, I think that's gonna be interesting. But I'm curious how the back buttons are gonna work.
Mm.
They're programmable. You can program
Well,
them to whatever
I mean, in relation to ergonomics.
they're going to
Yeah.
work very well, Carl. They looked into it. They obviously studied it.
All right, Captain Smartass.
I'm just saying, it's not like they just randomly decided, hey, let's throw a button here for no reason.
They probably listen to the feedback from Steam Deck and like what people were saying about the back buttons on there as a secondary resource.
Yeah,
The
I think these
information.
controllers are missing the inside buttons, the buttons that are on the.
Well, the pros. It's kind of weird because it's like holding, like the Xbox controller. So your fingertips rest on the back buttons is where I'm going with this.
Yeah. That's where they're going to rest.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I think these buttons here. I don't think the Hori one has those. That's why they can't use them individually.
Mm. Oh, that too then. Yeah.
With that said, it looks like a solid controller. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Carl. I will probably not buy it because I don't play my Switch enough. If I played my Switch, I would definitely get these. They do look nice.
Same.
They do look really nice.
Nintendo needs to do something. I don't know what it is that they need to do.
They need to reinvent the damn Joy-Cons.
I think they need a second one. They need like a Joy-Con Pro. That's what they really need.
They do. I agree with that.
Yeah, because the normal Joy-Cons work fine in some certain situations, but like for certain games, like it's just not comfortable at all.
I think they need the ability to stream. If I could stream from my Switch and I didn't have to go through like OBS,
Oh, I would do that. I wish they had streaming capability on the Switch, even Twitch.
Yeah.
I think that's what kills it for me because I'm like, if I'm going to play a game, I'm probably going to stream it to just go on PlayStation. And then
I have a buddy, and that's what drove him to buy the. That's one of the decisions that made him buy a PlayStation 5 was the fact that you can stream on YouTube with it.
Yeah.
That said, the PlayStation 5 also needs to get off their ass and fix the damn UI and streaming.
That whole UI needs like a whole change. It's like way too complicated.
When I stream, I don't know if it happens to anyone else. I don't know if this is an isolated event, something that's just in my house. When I'm streaming on the fucking PlayStation, the little chat pops up and I see people's chats. Obviously, it cuts off most of your guys' stuff because it only allows so many characters on a fucking screen. But like at the beginning of the stream, right? So say you guys do like 30 messages at the beginning, right? For some reason, like 45 minutes into the stream, all 30 of those messages pop back up on the fucking screen all at once. And like the whole screen is just covered in fucking chat from earlier in the damn stream. Like shit that we've already talked about.
Yeah, that sounds like a glitch.
And then like fucking Yakuza 0, nothing popped up. There was nothing, no fucking.
You did really good with that, by the way.
Thank you. That's because I had the computer open. I was basically looking at the computer. Well, I mean, it was just all like fucking 2 hours of cutscenes and like 10 minutes of gameplay. So. But that was the Switch Pad Pro discussion. The best UI to me was the PlayStation 3. I'm not even talking about the UI for the actual like console. I'm talking about just the UI for the streaming.
The UI for the console is still bad. Like, if you want to create a party, it's like you got to hold down it and then search. It's like the PS4 was way more easier than this. Like why are you trying to hide the party feature? It's just weird.
Ustream was Wild Wild West and it was glorious. Yeah.
But I was gonna say, can we talk about some games? There's a lot of games that came out last like week and a half.
Yeah.
What game would you like to talk about? What game came out?
A couple of games. There was Cult of Lamb, Roller Dome, and then that Kirby game, which was okay.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get Cult of Lamb at some point. That looks really cute and funny and gory.
Hold on, Bob.
Oh, and Stray, I guess. Stray's like a month old now, but I beat that game and platinum it, so I could talk about that too.
I kind of want to talk. I kind of want to talk about the Coder 2 on the Switch, even though it's like a few months late. But that restoration patch is still worth talking about.
Oh yeah, by the way, the Embracer Group. This is the Embracer Group part of it too. The story, the KOTOR remake. They actually changed developers recently, and so now the game is like, I don't know when it's going to come out, but it's definitely not coming out in 2024. So if anybody cares about that.
All right, so we're going to be talking games on this weird gaming podcast. I know, funny, right? So like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Carl, you said KOTOR. What's going on with that?
So here's the thing, for those unaware. The Switch version of Knights of the Old Republic 2 is out, and I don't know. I just started the game, and they are restoring the cut content, or already have. I'm going to find out myself since I am playing through it, and I'm also playing through the Xbox version to see if the restored content has been applied to that version. So it's.
And Blinded, you were saying something about Cult of Lambs or some shit? Some weird...
Yeah, there's a couple of games that came out that I was playing, and they're pretty good. Cult of Lamb came out last week, Thursday, and it's basically like Animal Crossing meets Hades. That's like the best way I could describe it. And it's a really addicting game. Like the art style is really cool. It's like very unique. It's like cartoony, but there's something about it where it feels very fluid and different. That's the only way I could describe it. But the whole game is literally about you building a cult, and they go like super dark and really funny with it, where you can like marry everybody in your cult, right? So it's kind of like working like Animal Crossing, where you have like villagers. But you are like the cult leader, so you can create all these different types of rules and stuff, and it's going to kind of help you in battle, but majority of it is building this cult and trying to make everybody in the cult, you can make everybody hate you. You can like fuck everybody's life up, right? Like, oh, you can like sign someone to be like a tax guy, and like that guy would just go around and take, money from everybody. You can also like brainwash people with psychedelics. There's a lot of stuff you could do in this
Jesus
game.
Christ.
Yeah, it gets like
So-
really crazy. You can like
So-
harvest people's meat when they die. It's like it's supposed to be cartoony and weird, but yeah, they go dark with it.
Okay. So let me ask a question, and I'm pretty sure the audience is gonna know where I'm going with this.
Uh-oh.
Can you make an Amico cult?
You can name your cult Amico cult, yes. So yes.
There we go, guys.
You
All
can
right,
name
so-
everybody in the cult too. So
There you go. So I will tell you that there has been 1 million copies sold.
mhm.
Cult of Lamb. It says Cult of Lamb proclaims 1 million followers have joined the flock. So, sounds
And
like
this was shown at the Nintendo that Nintendo Indie World that I fucking hated.
yeah.
Yes,
I was gonna say we did all say it looked pretty good.
yes, we did say that back then. So yeah, I'm not.
Ugh.
But the only gripe that I have with the game, and like
What's up, Wiley?
the one thing I have to like warn people about, is I would suggest probably buying this game in a month or so, because like the bugs are really bad. Like every time I play the game, I encounter a bug, and sometimes like I'm encountering bugs that would just be like game breaking bugs. So, and because like I'm addicted to it, I can't really put it down. So it's just like I keep playing it. But one of the bugs, so the first bug that I encounter, and I posted on Twitter, and I was talking to Potion Sword Run, Jesus, about it, was there is a soft lock right at the beginning of the game where if you don't have enough coins, you can't actually go out and do a crusade. And because you need coins to unlock the mission, it locks you from actually going anywhere. So you can't actually complete the mission, and you also can't go out to collect more coins to complete the mission. So it's like, so I have to like restart in that case. And then there was another glitch where you would do rituals, and then all of a sudden it would just like freeze, and so you have to like save and restart. And then the worst one was I beat the second boss, I collected everything, and I couldn't exit the level. So I had to redo the second boss again. And it was like, holy shit, it was fucking annoying.
So do you get to keep what you have if you die?
No. So the way that the game works is you do keep stuff, but what it does is subtract like items that you picked up, like things that you would actually be useful for your cult. But you also don't keep your weapons. You get new weapons every start of a crusade, right? And so sometimes it can be a little wonky because there are better weapons. And there's also cards, right? The card system is very weird because it basically is like during a crusade, you get cards that are beneficial. Like you may get more lives or more like a multiplier for your attacks and stuff. But it all depends on if you find the merchandise guy, and like he'll like randomize the cards that you have, and then you could pick between two cards of like which one you want. Do you want more health or do you want more damage, right? And so the combat, in my opinion, and I was telling my friend this, was like it's not as interesting as the stuff with the cult. Like all of the stuff with the cult is like really funny, and like you could just do a lot of like bizarre shit, and it's just fun to maintain it. Like if you really like Animal Crossing, then you'll like this game. Like that's what I can say.
What's the difficulty like?
So I was like playing on different difficulties too, just to measure it. I started off on hard, and it was actually pretty decent. But the one thing that I didn't like is if you are really bad at the combat, or the combat is getting really too hard, then you kind of fuck yourself over in the game, right? Because you need to actually go out and sort of like beat enemies and do a crusade in order to get items, right? Like, you know, you might be running low on coins, right? So you have to now go out and get coins, or you need wood or whatever, right? So the developers have a recommended mode, which is just medium, but it does have like 2 harder modes after medium, so you can kind of pick and choose.
Does it have an easy mode?
Yes, it does have an easy mode.
Oh, that's.
I don't know how that plays, but normal and hard are, hard. It just feels like possibly the enemies are doing more damage. And they probably throw more enemies at you too. And hard, that's what I've kind of noticed between the two. And
Okay.
but the stuff with the combat, like, because you're in a confined area, and then on top of that, you have like hazards, and then you have a lot of enemies. But then the most annoying part of the game is like there's like the game is like there's a foreground and then there's a background, and you play on the background, and so there might be trees in the foreground, and so it kind of blocks your way where you're like, where is an enemy? Like an enemy might be in the corner and it's like jumping around, and you might not be able to see them until it's too late, and then you'll get hit, right? Because you only start off with like 3 hearts, right? And sometimes enemies will take a entire heart, right? And you're not going to be able, unless you're like looking for hearts and stuff, you're stuck with the amount of hearts until you end the crusade, right? So, it's difficult in that sense, but, I never really had that much of a problem, only at certain points where, like, I would enter a new area and I would be like, oh, the enemies are very, all over the place, and so it throws me off. So, yeah, I recommend it, just don't buy it right away.
There you go, folks.
Yeah, and then I don't think anybody else has played the other games that I played.
All right, so the other game that Blind has played, we're going to show it on the screen because I know he's a huge fan of My Little Pony, and this game started off as a My Little Pony fan-made game. Them's Fighting Herds.
Them Fighting Herds.
You're a brony, dude.
Oh, I really want to get this game. This game is amazing.
Never heard of this game.
Yeah, like I said, this game actually started off as a My Little Pony fan game called Fighting is Magic. And then the My Little Pony
Fighting
people, they sent a cease and desist. So they actually, changed the graphics to be different animals. And I believe, if my understanding is correct, some of the actual voice talent from the My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic voice cast actually voices the characters in the game. Like, obviously, that one, the cow is supposed to be the country My Little Pony. Come on, one of you guys are bronies. You know who I'm talking about.
Ass Whistler.
No, come on, Carl.
I don't fuck with My Little Pony. That's for losers.
He says that as he's brushing the hair of his My Little Pony doll.
My She-Ra. I did comb the hair of my She-Ra to get it in place to put up on my shelf. So
there.
I don't want to hurt you, but you leave me no choice.
I mean, it actually looks like a competent fighting game for what it is, right? It's not like just a kiddie game.
Mm.
And it's got an alpaca. Who doesn't want to see that?
This is bizarre.
Paper, scissors.
yeah.
Hammy, this is perfect for you.
I don't think so.
Come, show me your power.
I mean, it's just like any other fighting game, except for they're all
Are you
animals.
prepared for magnificence?
Yeah, that's the bizarre part. Otherwise, this looks pretty fluid and nice.
Wind's blowing in my
And which is weird. I mean, they probably, the My Little Pony people, I think that what Mattel, they probably should have just said, "Fuck it, we'll let you license it."
Fighting herds.
Yeah, them's Fighting Herds, like them's
Fighting
Words.
Herds.
But it doesn't have any. It's a My Little Pony game, though.
No, it was a My Little.
It
Pony.
was. Yeah.
And
The
then
title's pretty clever.
Then the My Little Pony people said, "Hey, we didn't authorize that."
We didn't authorize that.
Mhm.
Of course they didn't.
Here, I will show you the original version of the game. Because I know you guys are all bronies. Secretly.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
My little brony, my little brony.
And this is a compilation of
I draw the line at that kind of stuff when I'm collecting.
No, you don't. Come on.
everyone's story mode.
I do.
So,
Oh,
lots of
Jesus.
scratches.
So this was the original.
So, yeah.
Fighting is
The
magic.
reason why there's no final scratch is because the developer doesn't have any ideas.
I'm not sure if there's any actual gameplay.
Interesting.
Hold on, let me see.
Fighting is magic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tony
because-
is pushing brony propaganda on us right now.
I know.
Brony propaganda.
I don't see a problem with that.
He's a furry in disguise.
Oh, Bob's a
Ooh.
brony.
Not really, no.
Okay. See, it was just a little My Little Pony fighting game. Had cutscenes
Yeah,
and everything.
The new version looks 10 times better.
Yeah.
But that just came out recently. So if you're into fighting games, if you want a family-friendly fighting game, I guess you could play with your younger siblings or maybe your wife. Be like, look at this cutesy game with all these cutesy animals.
Or on your own with a bottle of lotion.
Oh my god!
If you want
Are
to,
you sure
if
you're
you
not
want
are you
to,
sure you're not a brony, Bob?
Bob, if you want to do that, you don't need this game to do that. I'm sure.
All right. We're going too far.
Family friendly.
Sorry.
We're not family friendly.
Oh, really?
All right. Okay. All right.
Bruh.
I mean, there's a
No,
difference between being
I'm saying we're not
family-friendly.
family friendly.
We're not family friendly, but this is going beyond. Right? We gotta walk
Going
it
to
back.
porn friendly.
Yeah, just walk it back.
MLP 3D.
This is not Gabbing with Geeks. Triple
Rule
X.
34.
Any other games you guys wanted to highlight before we?
Yes,
move on?
3 other games.
Oh shit!
I'll keep it short.
What
All
other
right,
games?
well, before you get into that, fellas, I need to bounce. I didn't want to do it right in the middle. So, all right, y'all have fun.
All right, see you, Days.
Take it
Bye.
easy, Days.
Later.
See ya.
Because I saw in the chat someone was slandering Stray, so I can't accept that.
So what
It's
about
supposed to
Stray?
be pretty good.
Yeah, like I know. Okay, listen, it is a walking simulator. There's no doubt about it, but it's done pretty well enough where it feels very cinematic. Like it feels like you're just playing a movie, but it's not like a traditional movie game. It's not like I don't know, like The Quarry or Heavy Rain or something like that. It's more of a venture game that happens to be a point and click game, right? So, and it's very short. It's not very long. And if you have, a PS4 or PlayStation 5, I would highly recommend it. The OTS is like, it's really good. Like the soundtrack is amazing. It should win soundtrack like of the year.
But is it worth the $30?
Is it worth the $30? I would say so. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, you have to be in that type of game because my biggest issue is that the puzzles and stuff are kind of too simplistic. And while it's not, I sort of see the picture that, again, it's supposed to be more of a cinematic game. It's supposed to be more chill, right? Like I can kind of compare it to like chill hop, like, like where people just listen on YouTube, these kind of like jazz music, where it's just like calming and it's like, it's just there in the background. That's kind of what this game feels like, where it's like, it's not a game where you're supposed to take so seriously. It's just a game where you're just like, you put it on and you play it and it's just relaxing, and you get to know the characters, and it's like kind of emotional and stuff, like almost like a Pixar movie as a game. That's how I would describe it. Like, so it's not everybody's type of game, but I just saw people were like, oh, it's just walking simulator and it's dumb. It's like walking simulators do have their place, and they are like, they're decent games, and you get to see how the developers kind of make it feel like a movie, if that makes sense. So that was like a game I enjoyed it out of all the games that I played this year, especially the music and the world building that was done. So I don't really mind it that much. As for the other two games, Roller Drome or Dome, I'm still playing this one. This game is, it's a really fun game, because it's basically Tony Hawk with guns, but you're kind of doing a lot more. Like, it's a type of game where you're balancing a lot, because you got to kill the enemies, but then in order to kill the enemies, you got to get bullets, and you get bullets by doing tricks. And so if you're not good at tricks, then you're kind of fucked. But the game goes like really fast. Because I saw like a lot of people were having problems. Like even David Jaffe was talking about it. But like for me, it plays it's supposed to play very fast, right? Because you're on roller blades, right? And so you got to just keep up with all the enemies that they're throwing at you. And it's a fun game. It's probably like $30, but it's on sale on PlayStation. I'm not sure if it's on sale on Steam, but it's eventually probably going to come to Game Pass like next year, because they have like a deal with PlayStation. And I know Tony doesn't like the art style, but the art style kind of makes sense based on the premise, where it's kind of like Hunger Games or what's a better? It's what's that? There's this movie where it's like they're competing in a car race, and it's like from the 70s. I'm like totally blanking on the movie. Death Race, yeah. Because there's a lot of reference to that movie. Just like, because there's like a section where you get to kind of explore. Blade Runner vibe. It's more 70s like futuristic than Blade Runner. Right? Because there's even what's another movie that's like that? Marathon Man? Is that the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? I forget. There's a couple of these.
Running Man?
Running Man, yes, there we go. Yeah. It's like that too. It just has that kind of look where it's like from the 70s, and it's like, kind of dystopian. So I wouldn't really describe it like Blade Runner, because like Blade Runner is more cyberpunk.
You're talking about roller, yeah. I thought you were talking about Stray.
No. I'm talking about
I seen something in the chat. I'm stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, Stray is more like Blade Runner, right? In terms of it being like the look and the neon and the city and the kind of the themes of the game. But yeah. So I mean, both of those games are pretty fun. I enjoyed them. They're not for everyone, but if you want, again, Tony Hawk with guns, if you want a cinematic point and click game that's more at adventure puzzle, then those are the games. And then Kirby, that Kirby multiplayer game, it was fun. It's kind of like I forget what it's called. Let me just look it up.
I will put Roller Drome on the screen right now because people are asking to see what it looks like.
Well, when you put it on, I'll talk about it more.
That's a little fucking picture. I want a big picture. Hold on.
Yeah, I feel like some of the previews of the game haven't done it justice, because like I said, you have to get really good at the game. Well, whoever's been playing the game originally, or in the previews, they're extremely good at the game. So it's like it's not as easy as the developers were trying to make it sound like. But that's kind of like Tony Hawk games. Like Tony Hawk games, you have to get really good at them and practice tricks.
Tony what?
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk?
Yeah, Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk, not Tony Cock.
You said Tony Hawk.
Yeah, Tony Hawk. Yeah, or whatever.
Real Canadian.
Yeah, Tony Hawk.
There's the game.
Yeah, so you're doing there's a lot of stuff, right? You're doing combo tricks, but then you're also doing kill combos. And so you kind of that's how you're going to like um, score points in the game because there's a lot of achievements in the game, right? In the start, it would be like, oh, you got to do this trick, or you got to kill this amount of enemies, and you got to score this amount of points, or blah blah blah. So again, very similar to Tony Hawk because Tony Hawk games are like that. And so you're just like in this arena, and you can do a lot of stuff. But like I said, you're managing a lot of different things because you have to manage shooting, and you also have to manage the tricks, which in themselves you have to like there's tricks where you can do flips or you can actually spin around, which so those are like two different directions. And then you can also grind on things. And then over time in the game you get more weapons. You would get like a shotgun and stuff. So the game, in my opinion, the game is fun, like this type of mindless game, but it also takes a lot of skill. I feel like has been like missing recently. And on top of that too, I'm just surprised that no one has done a Tony Hawk with guns. Like it's just kind of surprising because I'm like they had to have done this before. And then when you look it up, I can't find anything. So kudos to the developers for thinking about that.
And the last game that you want to talk about was what, Kirby's Dream Buffet?
Yes. So I played a little bit of this. It's basically like Fall Guys but with Kirby, and it's more. It's not as difficult as Fall Guys, right? Because you're only playing with like 5 or 4 people, and you're sort of just like competing to get more strawberries. Like the most person with whoever has the most strawberry wins, right? And so you have to like collect people, and you can bump them off, and they'll lose strawberries. Like in this one, this is sort of like it's like a buffet level, so you have to like get as many as possible, but there's also going to be hazards, or people are going to get items where they can like throw you off the map, and then you'll lose strawberries. So and then there's another mode where it's just like a race, and so you got to get there to the finish line first. So it's very much like Fall Guys because that's what you do in Fall Guys. But oh yeah, I completely forgot about Sunset Overdrive. But like Sunset Overdrive is not really it's like Tony Hawk, but it's not gameplay wise like Tony Hawk, right? Like you're doing a lot of like grinding and stuff like that. But Tony Hawk was like you would enter a level and you have to do a lot of combos and tricks, and you have to get like a high score, right? Or collectibles and stuff like that in Tony Hawk. So yeah, I kind of forgot about Sunset Overdrive, but it's not exactly like all those Tony Hawk games, right? So, but yeah, thanks for bringing that up because I kind of forgot about that game, and not because it's an Xbox game.
All right, moving on from the games, we're gonna go into our last topic, which is Warner Brothers Discovery removing shows. What was it? What did I say? 46 shows?
1,000 is what you said.
If they did, that would be insane. I wouldn't put it past them.
All right, guys, it's time for the long haul. We're going to be here a while.
So Warner Brothers Discovery, they've removed 68 titles from HBO Max. This includes movies and TV shows. We're going to go through it. This is an article from, let me see, where the fuck is this from? IndieWire. So while I get it up, remember to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more riveting content like this. This is from Allison Foreman. All 68 titles unceremoniously removed from HBO Max so far. If you don't know, HBO Max is part of the Warner Brothers umbrella of stuff. Warner Brothers recently just merged with Discovery, and they have a small time frame, a small window to start writing stuff off for taxes. So what they've decided to do is take underperforming shows and movies, shelve them, and then write them off on their taxes as to offset other things as far as losses and money. And also it helps them to cut perpetuity royalties and stuff going forward. So
Which is kind of scummy, but
it's saving them money. But as part of this, they also got to get rid of these shows and stuff from other platforms. They got to take them off of like SoundCloud and all that. The soundtracks. They stopped selling the physical copies of it. Basically, they're putting 68 titles into the vault. They're doing a Disney. They're going into the vault, not going to be available to the public through official means.
Ever.
A lot of people are upset. A lot of these things I've never heard of. I've been told by a friend of the channel, RJ, the Marvel Maniac. He's very upset, very passionate about this, talking about that these were very popular shows. And I said, dude, if they were popular, they wouldn't be axing this shit because they'd be making money off of it, right?
I think he's more talking about the animated shows.
Even the animated shows, if they were as popular as he thinks they were, they'd be making money off of them, and then they wouldn't be axing them.
Yeah. I mean, they've never really released data on some of these shows and their popularity, so, like, how would we even know anyway?
Well, they said that these are underperforming stuff.
Yeah.
Again, we have to take it, with a grain of salt, but this is their official line. And it makes sense if something's not very popular, they probably were like, fuck it, just get rid of this. Why are we paying money to have it on our service and to, pay the little bit of residuals every time someone fucking watches this, 3 cents a stream or whatever the fuck it is. And we got to promote it and do all other shit. But get rid of it. All right. So we'll skip the article because we really don't care. But these are the movies. Let me know if you know any of these. 12 Dates of Christmas has been removed. About Last Night. Amsterdam. An American Pickle.
I heard of that one. I heard it was shit.
Yeah. Aquaman, King of Atlantis. I heard this was a shitty cartoon.
Yep. Same thing. I don't even know why they made that.
At Home with Amy Sedaris. I hate this bitch. She's not funny. Baketopia. This was Rosanna Pansino. She used to be on YouTube.
I could see why they got rid of this because this already conflicts with Discovery because they already have the Food Network, so you don't really need this shit.
Her channel where she did like nerdy nummies was pretty interesting, but
yeah, I remember her. Yeah.
Moving on to this, like, I don't think any YouTubers really found success trying to move on to an actual TV show or.
One person. If
you say Jake Paul.
No.
Or is it Logan?
Bo, what's his name? So he made a movie for Netflix, and then before that, he actually made a feature-length film for A24. I forget his name. Bo. I don't know. Someone's gonna look up his name, but his first movie was called 8th Grade, which was again an A24 movie. So that's pretty successful in my books, at least. And then he got a Netflix deal. His name is not Bo Jackson.
His name's not Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham, yes.
But isn't he a comedian?
I thought he was a YouTuber because I remember something about he used to do YouTube content.
I'm pretty sure he's a comedian because he has comedy specials and stuff.
Yeah, he did comedy specials, but before all of that,
yeah, it says he started off on YouTube.
Yeah.
He said with his videos gaining over 600 million views as of June 2022. I think he did like comedy on YouTube though. It was just like stand-up stuff.
Okay. But yeah, he was like the only person that I really seen that was like.
Yeah, but I would I wouldn't count that because it was just basically a stand-up comedian.
Okay, yeah, sure. Then yeah, to prove your point, then yes, I don't think there is. I remember there's this black kind of like skits guy that has actually like signed a deal with HBO Max. So I don't know what's gonna happen to that. But their videos are like everywhere on Twitter. And my friend shows them to me. I forget his name or the channel's name.
What kind
RDC
of
World.
RDC
It's
World?
like it's very like black centric comedy and stuff. Yeah, they have like a lot of memes on Twitter where like everybody just uses their stuff. It's kind of funny though.
Yeah, they are funny. They have some good skits.
Yeah, they had like some deal, but we never actually got to see the content, so I guess that doesn't really count.
I'm not sure. Did they start on YouTube or did they start on Vine? Because I know there's been
Ooh,
some
I don't actually know if they started on Vine. They might have because their style is like would work with Vine, but I mean they kind of branched out where now it's kind of longer.
Yeah, because I know
I'd have
like
to look it up.
was it King Batch, something like that. He's been in a few movies, but I
Mm.
think he's also started on Vine.
Yeah, I can't really think of a YouTuber that was actually successful out of the medium. I mean, they tried, right? Like Lily Singh, and that was a fucking disaster.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think anybody's been successful. So even this right here, apparently he's getting axed because it wasn't successful. Beartown, also known as Bjornstund, the 5-part Swedish series is based on Fredrik Backman's novel of the same name. It tells the story of a 15-year-old girl raped by a rising hockey star. So yeah, that's getting axed.
Oof.
Be Foreigners. Never heard of that shit. Camping.
Never heard of it.
Created by Lena Dunham. Okay, well, then no wonder why it's getting axed, because she sucks. Chad.
Chad.
Created by star Nassim Pedrad. Chad tells the story of a 14-year-old Persian-American boy battling puberty. That's supposed to be a boy? Because I think that's a chick, right?
I'm not touching that one.
I'm not touching it.
Because I don't know. Maybe this is just a different character on the show. It's kind of weird. I've never seen it, so I don't know why they would put that screenshot with the show.
Yeah.
Charm City Kings. This was produced by Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Well,
it's gone. Close Enough. Some cartoon.
yeah, this was the regular show guy. Never watched it, even though I like regular show.
Watched like a couple of episodes. It was very family and kid orientated. I think it was aimed at a younger audience.
I mean, regular show was. It was kind of weird because regular show started off as like, or at least the pilot to pitch for it was kind of adult oriented, and then the show was more for kids. So it's kind of weird that he did that.
Eric Wells says that Rosanna Pansano chick, the wife, has her recipe book. So I guess she is successful as far as in the bakery world or the baking.
Yeah,
world.
but not like entertainment wise. Like they didn't go from YouTube and now there are shows and movies and all that stuff.
Check It Out, which is ironically not about paying women in the Czech Republic to do various things. It's probably why it failed.
Very specific and weird.
Look it up on the hub. There's lots of quality Czech films.
Weird.
Ellen's Next Great Designer. No,
that should have been canceled a long time ago. What the fuck?
Yeah. I think some of these were just shows that were on there, that were sitting on there, and they not necessarily new, right? Or not necessarily even have more new seasons. It's just stuff that's been sitting.
Well, actually, that other show, that whatever that show I was talking about, the regular show, I think that was supposed to get another season or something. I don't know.
Close enough?
Yeah, close enough.
Final Space, the Olin Rogers show.
No clue what that is.
Olin Rogers, what the hell did he do? I knew he did something.
He did Rick and Morty. I saw the first season. The first season was all right. I couldn't get into the second season, and I don't know if there's more seasons after that.
Did he write an episode of Rick and Morty? Like, what episode?
I don't know, man. Like, he was one of the original guys. I thought, like, it was Roy.
Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon are the original guys behind Rick and Morty. So I've never heard of this guy before.
I've heard of this guy, but I don't know why.
Olin Rogers. Sorry, I misheard.
He was a YouTuber. He started his career on YouTube.
Well, that's another one.
Yeah. So I think he did the Annoying Orange. He was on an episode of that.
God.
He did a balloon shop. was his show. Yeah, I know I seen the name thrown around when they were promoting this Final Space. Full Bloom. Floors battle for 100,000 in this elaborate competition. Another
weird, bizarre show.
Yeah, but don't they have something on Discovery, like one of those like Flourish Challenge, probably?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, definitely.
Generation. Justice Smith anchors the ensemble cast of Generation. I don't know who Justice Smith is.
This guy's like been everywhere. He was in The Quarry, but he's not really like a main actor. He's more kind of like a supporting character actor. So,
Generation Hustle.
Who knows what that is?
It's about unscripted series, documentaries. Look at the extreme lengths contemporary people will go for clout and capital in the modern, scam-ridden digital landscape.
That actually sounds interesting.
Here and Now. Never heard of this shit. Infinity Train. This is the one that was getting RJ's panties in a twist.
I've never even heard of this show until now.
That's what I said. He's like, just because you didn't hear of it doesn't mean it's not popular. I'm like, yeah, it's probably, if not a lot of people were talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it's not into mainstream, then it's not popular, right?
Like, what is this even about? Because I've seen everywhere.
It's about a train that has different cars, and each car is a different universe.
Okay.
If we haven't talked about it, it's not popular.
That's basically it. It's about someone going through different train cars, and each train car is a different universe.
Okay.
I don't know. Sounds like crap.
Kind of sounds like a Rick and Morty episode. I don't really know what to say.
Steven Soderbergh's Undersung K Street.
What is that even about? What is he even doing? What?
It's about a drama series about lobbyists.
No wonder they passed. That sounds boring.
Steven Soderbergh made that, produced it. That's such a weird project for him. It's bizarre.
It might be an old thing again. Lockdown. It's about the pandemic.
This like literally just came out like November or something. I heard it was dog shit though.
Yeah, Lust. That got axed. Moonshot axed.
Never heard of this shit.
Mrs. Fletcher axed.
Wait, what's Lust? What was Lust supposed to be about?
Oh my God, Carl! You heard Lust, and you were. It's about four women.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
4 old broads exploring their sexuality through the lens of
pass. Pass.
That's why it's not popular. That's why I skipped over.
So once you clip that was so funny. Oh my God.
My Dinner with Hervé.
What the fuck is that?
It's about the life of actor Hervé Villachez. You know, the guy who did Fantasy Island.
Okay, yeah.
Pass.
Peter Dinklage starred as Villachez.
What is Peter? Oh God.
My Mom, Your Dad.
It's
about single parents. Their kids, their college kids, are either helping or preventing them from getting back out there and dating.
Why?
Oh, it's so terrible.
Ravi Patel's Pursuit of Happiness. Actor Ravi Patel, known for his previous documentary Meet the Patels, considers life's biggest questions as he journeys through Japan, Mexico, South Korea, and Denmark. That's what I want to see. I have no idea who the fuck Ravi Patel is, but I want to watch his life.
Is this who? Yeah, who is Ravi Patel? Is he? He doesn't look familiar.
I would rather go through COVID again than watch that garbage.
Damn.
Ravi Patel was the telephone operator in Transformers. So
wow, riveting.
Oh man,
I'm trying to look at anything. He was in Wonder Woman 1984. He played Babajid.
Riveting.
It seems like he just played a bunch of bit parts in a bunch of different movies.
More like driveting.
Dribble.
I don't think I think he's like a nobody. He's like a nobody actor that they're like, let's give you a fucking show. Let's greenlight this show because
Let's plaster your name all over the show, even though no one knows who the fuck you are.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's gonna go over well.
This is why Warner Brothers was so undervalued. Why they're fucking like, was it 34 million in debt?
Well, yeah, I don't even see this shit in Canada because we don't have HBO Max, but we have this deal where we have this other subscription and HBO Max content comes to it, but I never see this shit on here. So
man.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like that around the rest of the world.
Eric Wells says Ravi Vasant Patel is an American actor. He and his sister wrote and directed an autobiographical documentary, Meet the Patels. Hey, here's a documentary about this Pearson that we have no idea who the fuck he is. That's what I want to watch. And then give him a second follow-up. Run.
Talking about boring.
Hey, look, this guy could play Superman. I give him that.
Who is that?
No idea. He's just some dude from a show called Rux, a Romanian dramedy about the titular Rux, a young woman.
He's got glasses and black hair. I guess he could play Superman.
He's
That's like what
Clark
Tony said.
He can play Armenian Superman.
He's Romanian, not Armenian.
Romanian, whatever.
Oh God!
Don't get us canceled. Shadows was originally produced for HBO Europe and also known as Umbre. This Romanian, there's a lot of Romanian shows getting axed here. Cher, Snowpiercer got axed.
The show.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, no one was watching that. I don't even know what the point of that show was. Just go watch the movie. It's better.
Super Intelligence, starring Melissa McCarthy.
It's for the better.
Pass.
The Informant, gone. Last OG. This is a good show. How are they going to get rid of Last OG? I love that show.
Well,
what was it about?
It was about.
Hey, wait a minute. You like this show?
Yeah.
That's
why it got canceled. They thought,
look who created it.
What?
Look who created it.
Tracy Morgan.
No.
Created by Jordan Peele and John Carson.
Yeah. Didn't you say you hate Jordan Peele?
Yeah, but he didn't do the main part of it.
Well, you see, Tony, what happened was they thought they were saying, there's this guy on the internet called Tony TGD, and he likes this show, so we got to cancel it just to make him miserable.
Adam Wilson likes it, but I didn't watch it on HBO Max, Carl. It used to be on TBS, and then HBO Max picked it up.
Oh, okay.
Because it was on Netflix for a minute. But it's basically about a ex-con who comes out of prison and he finds out that he actually has kids because his girlfriend never told him that she was pregnant. And then through the show, you find out he actually got set up, and that's how he went to jail. And he's trying to turn his life around for his children. It's a very heartfelt drama / comedy. And Tracy Morgan does a fantastic job. It's a great show.
Right.
All right, what else? The Misery Index. I recognize these two guys from Impractical Jokers, so it must have been a good show. It says Jamil combines her comedy powers with the cast of Impractical Jokers for the Misery Index, a goofy game show about the most unimaginably horrible stories that can really happen to someone. Seems interesting. The Sleepers, never heard of it. Check show, gone. The Witches, gone.
I think that was Josh Whedon. The Witches?
Yeah. No, it says directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Oh, Robert Zemeckis. Oh, rip.
It had Anne Hathaway, Stanley Tucci, Octavia Spencer.
Robert Zemeckis has fallen off hard. Fucking
yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Vinyl, gone. Wrecked, gone. Craftopia. Detention Adventure. Dodo. Don't know what the fuck this is. Elliot from Earth.
Oh God, that looked fucking awful. That looks like Snapchat filters or those cartoon Snapchat shit. Jesus Christ.
Esme and Roy, gone. Little Ellen.
Little Ellen. Wait.
One at a time.
No way.
Yeah. Ellen DeGeneres had her own show, Little Ellen.
Oh God. Why are they? This is like a trend. Like they have like isn't there a show like The Little Rock or something where it's
Yeah,
like
but
The
that's a
Rock
live
when he's
action.
younger? Sure, but that's just like a weird trend. And then you have like Everybody Hates Chris. Like why do they do that?
Well,
Such a weird
Blinded,
idea.
I know you're young, but you probably missed the fact that they had a Little Louie show about Louis Anderson as a child. They had a Little Rosie
Yeah.
show about Rosie.
I
O'Donnell.
saw that. I saw the
Sure.
Little Louie
This
one.
is
It
proving my point,
sucks.
then. This is weird. This is like a bizarre. Like
But I'm
who's
saying it's not a
asking?
new trend. It's like something that they're continuing.
Well, I'm not saying it's a new trend. I'm just like saying like this idea of a show, right? Because I said Everybody Hates Chris, right? So it's like, why, like, why do this? It's just bizarre. Like, I don't care about these celebrities when they were kids. Like, fuck off. Anyway,
I can only imagine
Make it
what
big,
Little
make
L.
it small. Mau Mau, Heroes of Pure Heart. Messi Goes to Okido. Mia's Magic Playground. Mighty Magiswords.
oh
Odo.
God,
OKKO, Let's Be Heroes.
is that
Is-
the game thing? Okay, what
What?
was that thing called? Okay,
OKKO, Let's Be Heroes.
oh never
Is
mind. I'm thinking of
Mia's
something.
Magic Playground the sequel to Michael's Magic Roller Coaster?
No, not at all, Carl. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures gone, and then they took off like 200 classic episodes of Sesame Street and various
Oof.
specials. Squish, Summer Camp Island, The Fungies, The Not Too Late with Elmo Show,
That sounds terrible.
Not Elmo.
The Ollie and Moon Show, The Runaway Bunny, Theodosia, Tig and Seek.
Let me
Uncle
tell you something.
Grandpa.
I lived through Summer Camp Island, literally. The summer camp I went to was on a literal island.
Jesus, Carl. Victor and Valentino. Yabba Dabba Dinosaurs. This looks terrible. Why would you do this to the fucking Flintstones?
Wasn't there supposed to be a prequel or like a sequel to the Flintstones, and it had it was like a well-known actress, and it was she was supposed to play the little girl, and she was like a mom or something.
Pebbles?
Pebbles, yes. Oh, but what is the actress? It was like fuck. She started directing movies now, and the last movie she did was like that terrible. I can't remember the name of the movie. Anyway, I hope they cancel that shit too, and that other Velma TV show where it's like supposed to be adult oriented, but it's like who's gonna watch a Velma show where they're all running around nude? Fuck.
Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, just weird.
She was going to start. It's called Bedrock.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Banks used to be hot.
Desperate Wives of Bedrock.
That would actually, for a little skit, that would be funny, but not an entire show.
There it is. WB Discovery. They removed 68 titles. They're probably going to remove more. It is a tax thing. They're going to shelf it, put it into the vault. They're not going to be released anywhere else. A lot of creatives are very mad. A lot of people who it affects, they're like, hey, my show is now canceled and I'm not getting money. And of course, they're going to be mad because they're not getting money, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody wants to see the episode where Little Ellen gets the barista fired because she ate a hamburger.
No, that's not an episode, and I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, Carl. Was that a reference to something that I don't know about? That Ellen got someone fired for eating a hamburger or something?
Well, apparently she tends to get people suspended or fired for stupid little things, like eating meat.
What happened?
Well, during when the Ellen Show got in trouble for various reasons, a whole bunch of reports had come out that Ellen is actually an ice queen, a real bitch.
Well, you know what they say. If you got to explain the joke, it probably wasn't that funny.
I'll agree with that.
That said, we're going to move on. Basically, a bunch of shows got axed that no one really cares about. No one knows. Never heard of them. A couple of people are crying. They're butthurt on the internet. And
Majorly butthurt, and I hate using that word.
All right.
Yeah, I really don't
topic
see.
of the day. We're at that time. We're getting close to 3 hours, which is a little over. We wanted to keep this thing to about 2.5, so we got to get through this last segment. We're going to talk about the fan polls. We only had 2 this week because I forgot about them until the middle of the week.
Favorite parts of the show.
But these are actually real thinkers. We got to think about these. We might have some good discussion here. All right. So the first poll was, will there come a time when physical games are no longer offered on the big 3 consoles? 91 people voted yes, digital is the future, won by 59%. No, people love physical media too much, only got 41% of the vote. Discuss, gentlemen. What do you think? Will physical media ever just go away?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
I think it depends on the gaming culture.
There's regions which don't have access to internet. We're looking at we need complete coverage before they're going to give up.
I don't think that's an excuse. That's not really an excuse anymore, Bob. I mean, look at Disney Plus. Half of the shows on there, they haven't been released physically at all. And I was going to say Nintendo. Disney says that they have no plans on releasing them.
Right.
Yeah, I think as far as certain regions not having access to the internet, do those regions actually contribute a substantial amount of game sales to physical games? If not, then it doesn't fucking matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, if 3 people in Borneo are buying physical media, I don't think PlayStation's going to hold off on going all digital for the 3 Borneans that have physical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Nintendo and Sony are going to be the ones who will hold off a little bit. But Microsoft, I don't think Microsoft gives 2 fucks about physical copies anymore, because it's what is the point of I wouldn't be surprised if majority of the sales of Halo Infinite are digital and on Game Pass, right? So there's really no incentive. I mean, we don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, they released the Sony figures. I think it was last week or the week before we talked about it, and it was basically 80%, if I remember correct. We're all digital.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. So I'm sure it's probably more for Halo then, because I seen Halo Infinite on sale a month after, right? And that was in January. So, that's pretty crazy.
I mean, the factor is that you can get some pretty insanely cheap games digitally.
Well,
especially
some cheap games physically too, Carl, if you talk about clearance. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. That's true. You're right.
Or secondhand market. So it's not like digital is the only cheap option. I just think that digital, it's going to be all digital because it's a benefit to the companies. Because first off, you can't really trade digital. You could technically, but they haven't implemented a system for that because they don't want you to do that. They want everybody.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And despite what people say, this generation is used to it, right? They don't really care about physical media. So when the old boomers all die, which eventually will happen, that'll be it. No one will be collecting, which is going to be really weird because how will a PlayStation 6 full collection, how would you display it? Here's my PlayStation 6 with all the games on it.
Well, I think it's kind of like what it is now. When you go on PlayStation, it'll actually show you all the games that you own, not download.
No, but what I'm saying is right now you could have a physical collection. You could buy all the Nintendo games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could display them.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's all digital, how would you display in your
maybe
house?
You
have a console in your house. That console is the PlayStation 6 with all the contents on there.
Well, that's kind of the sacrifice. You're saving space and the need to show it off. That's kind of a sacrifice you make going all digital.
I try to mix it up. Like I like physical and I also like digital because like I don't want to be like a hoarder and own like all these physical games because it's like what happens if I move?
Yeah. I said this before and I'm going to again, like the Thundercats DVD collections, they all suck. I've had problems with both iterations, but the digital, you'll probably have better success, I would be willing to bet.
I think that's just you, Carl, because you probably put your fingers all over this.
Nope, I do not do that. Nope.
Finbar says they can sell empty boxes. Yeah, you could have the complete empty box collection for PlayStation 6.
And you know what's funny? They already do that.
Yeah,
they already do that.
They do that. Mm-hmm. And there are people who buy empty boxes.
Yep, I'll never fucking do that.
Adam says people said physical media would be dead by now. Well, it's pretty close to being dead because I think the majority of games on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch are not physical. They have no physical versions of those games, right?
And there's certain popular games that are massive that haven't gotten physical release, or they just do a limited run.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, like, just overall, even if you look at, I think it's like 30 to 40% of all games on PlayStation have a physical option available.
Mm.
So that's a huge chunk of games that are just there's no way to get them but digital.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next generation, PlayStation 6, is probably going to be even closer, probably be 90% all digital with a very small physical.
I mean, like, people are forgetting that this is the first generation where both Sony and Microsoft introduced a digital-only console.
Yeah, at launch.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's closer than you think. Maybe not next generation, but at least the generation after. That'll be it for physical media. All right, so this is our second and our last poll of the evening. Can YouTube be a real job? 127 people voted. 54% said yes, it's hard work. 46% said no, it's a side gig at best. You don't think it could be a real job, Carl? You don't think people could?
No.
Why not?
I mean, given the examples we have, no.
You're going to have to elaborate for me, Carl.
Like, Lady Decade, for example,
Well, she makes her money off of YouTube. It pays her bills. So
yeah, but
how is that not a real job?
I always say if you get paid consistently, then it's a job and you treat it like a job.
What do you consider to be a real job, Carl?
I mean, I guess she does put a lot of effort in begging people.
We're not having a value or moral discussion about people's content, Carl. We're asking whether or not YouTube can pay your bills and be considered a real job. So what do you consider
it can pay your bills, but
so what do you consider a real job? And then does YouTube qualify under the qualifications that you consider a real job?
Well, I consider employment to be guaranteed pay. YouTube isn't guaranteed. There's a whole lot.
Yeah, but there's also freelance work.
It's just that YouTube, and as a content creator, your pay, you're not getting, like, if you work at a grocery store as a bagger, that's your pay is guaranteed.
If you don't come to work, it's not guaranteed.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. It's like YouTube. There's a whole lot that can go wrong.
Here's the thing, Carl.
I think a lot of people in the chat are bringing up good points.
Real quick though, Carl, you're basically saying like the bagger gets paid, say, $15 an hour, right?
Okay.
That's what you just said. You get
right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I said it.
So YouTube has a you get X amount of money for every views, right? So it's the same thing, except for instead of per hour, it's per views. It's a steady.
I mean, I guess so. It's just my opinion. That's all. It's
But what I'm saying is, what is it that you consider an actual job? Adam Wilson says, I think it could be a real job.
Like you can't not get paid and then say, oh, well, it's a job. I feel like that's the exception.
Eric Wells says you could always be fired from a regular job. So there's that. And Carl
I don't know.
works
What
at an online grocery store as an e-bagger.
e-bagger.
Potion Sword Run.
Joshua Perez says you're making entertainment, so yes, it's a job. Potion Sword Run says yes, it can be a real job. It just gives you no benefits, retirement, or guaranteed income for work. Well,
But to be fair, you can do that yourself.
yeah, I mean, if you're a stand-up comedian, right? There's no you don't have any insurance. There's no guarantee of a gig. You could be out of work for months at a time.
Yeah, I think that it's just a societal thing that people like to put on what's a real job and not because they want other people to feel bad. That's how I see it.
I mean,
Say, oh shit, you ain't a doctor? Go fuck yourself. Okay, and then the economy and everything collapses because we didn't have people working at the bottom and the middle. You know what I mean? Or like people just doing entertainment stuff.
Mr. B says YouTube could easily be just a hobby. It could be just a hobby.
Mhm.
But, I mean, we're not saying it couldn't. We're saying, could it possibly be a job? And I think it could be a job because, again, it is what you put into it, right? If you treat it like a job, if you are looking to make money, whether it is through streaming or entertainment or making documentaries or funny videos, skits, it's just like anything else. It's just like being an actor or a stand-up comedian or a documentarian on PBS or something, right? Does it not have benefits? Yes, but freelancing doesn't have benefits either, and people consider that real jobs. Is it hard work?
Or working for your own business.
Yeah. Is it hard work? Well, yes and no. I mean, is it physical, demanding labor like digging ditches? No. But is it hard because you have to have skill? You have to be good at what you do. You have to perfect your craft. You have to spend the time, researching, watching. I know people are like, "Oh, you just play video games." Yeah, but so you actually have to spend the time playing the game in order to talk about the game and review the game, cut the footage, clip it. I mean, not everybody's as lazy as I am and just goes out here with no plan, no preparation. So, I mean, I think it is a real job, and I think the majority of people, 54% of them, agree with that assessment. Justin Review says YouTube is for those who want it to be a job is short term. Can you imagine watching Metal Jesus in 10 years, maybe 5? Well, maybe not Metal Jesus, but at the same time, there's a lot of comedians that you go 10 years ago they were funny and now they're not, right? I can't imagine watching them anymore. Seth Rogen.
But then people just pivot.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people who do career trains as well. Like, they would be like, I don't want to do legal stuff. I want to do something else. Right? So it's like the same thing.
Wiley says, how many people are successfully earning a living from YouTube compared to unsuccessful? Well, that's a good point, except for I would say the same thing about how many people are successfully making a living off of basketball versus not, right? Because there's a lot of people that want to be professional basketball players. They try, they go to college, they get on a college team, and then they never make it into the NBA because it's just not good enough. And I think it's the same thing with YouTube. Sure that there's a small percentage of YouTubers that are super successful and making all kind of money, but we have to consider those are the best, right? Those are the cream of the crop. They're like professional YouTubers almost. And whether or not you would like their content, whether or not you agree with that they're good at what they do, or they're just recycling shit, or they're just saying there's going to be a Switch Pro, or whatever the fuck, they're successful. They're making money. Whether or not you like them is insignificant and irrelevant to the discussion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's probably a bunch of people in professional baseball that you're like, oh, that guy that sits on the bench sucks. Yeah, but he's good enough to be considered a bench warmer, right? You can't even do that. Not even that good. So
yeah, I think it does come out of some sort of form of jealousy, because it's like, why does it really matter at the end of the day who's making their money? As long as they're paying the fucking bills and they got the food on the table and everybody's happy, why the fuck do you care? Like, that's another example of I just think people care too much about other people. Like, who the fuck cares where they get their money from, as long as it's like earned through an actual way, where like morally, right? Like, they're not some fucking pimp or like fucking drug dealer or whatever.
Not that
This is like how I see it.
that we're putting down pimps or drug dealers who make up 50% of our audience.
Sure. You know, I mean, I couldn't think of anything else.
Tony's trying to brainwash you all. No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Lady Decade pretty far.
Carl, leave Lady Decade alone. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I know. I meant Destiny. I meant Destiny. I meant Destiny FOMO. Sorry about that.
No, now you really want to get us in trouble. Jesus Christ. Just another viewer says that's the difference, though, Tony. In basketball, there's a measuring stick. Who makes it? YouTube, there isn't. I think there is a measuring stick. Who makes it? YouTube. You can, if you've been on YouTube long enough, if you watch YouTube, you can look at somebody, look at their content, and go, that person's not going to make it. He's gonna here's his ceiling. That person's ceiling is higher. That person's ceiling is lower. You can get a feel for how far people can go on the platform by how much drive, determination, how much effort they put into it. Like this show here, we put in very little effort. I don't see us going very far. 100,000, 200,000. That's it. Like that's our limit.
And then we get bought out by Intellivision.
Yeah.
Ooh. All that Intellivision money, baby. Yeah.
Says, Review Tech USA makes good money. He does make good money. And whether or not I find his content good is irrelevant, right? I mean, like I said, I don't like Deadpool. But a lot of people do, and a lot of people paid money to go see a Deadpool movie, right? Irregardless of what I think of the character. And whether or not I find Rich from Review Tech entertaining doesn't mean that other people don't find him entertaining.
Yeah, this is like getting upset at Amazon because they're like, I fucking hate Amazon's business subscription. It's just not fucking, the way I want it. It's like, who the fuck cares?
Wiley says Aqua Barbie Girl. I don't know why, but I love that song. I love Aqua. I love all their music. Big Aqua fan.
Yeah.
56K Warning says pocket watchers who never signed their names on the front of a check before. Yeah, exactly. Don't be pocket watching. I think you got to focus on your own stuff. With that said, there is a difference between pocket watching and critiquing other people for making dumb statements, because we do that all the time. Gary says he just got back to the campground. Should hop on in a bit. So what's up, Gary? Just another viewer says issue with e-begging is the way to go about it. Leaky roof, leaky basement. Well, e-begging is not YouTube. Like let's separate the bullshit from the actual shit, right?
Now wait a minute.
No, Carl. I'm in the middle of something. When you e-beg, that is not creating content on YouTube, right? That's the difference between me going out on the street and saying, hey, I know how to, I will cut your grass for money, right? Versus give me money, I'm poor. That's the difference, right? Give me money, I'm poor is e-begging. You're not offering anything of any value for the money. You're just like, give me money. Where if I say, I will cut your grass if you give me money, I'm looking for work. And if I make videos, that's not e-begging. That's me providing you entertainment. And if you want to give me money, that's on you. Go ahead.
Yeah, the leaky basement is not the product, okay?
No, wait a minute. You're saying that you being a content creator can be a job, but being an professional e-beggar can't?
No, I didn't say it can. I just think that it's not a product. E-begging is not a product. It's a act.
Okay, just checking.
Justin Review says you can't separate it because majority of e-beggars are the big channels that quit a real job. Quitting a real job has nothing to do with e-begging, right? You don't have to have a real job to be a big channel and be successful on YouTube. People who start e-begging are people who are not satisfied with the amount of money they're making on YouTube. If I got paid by YouTubing, right? If all I made was $40,000 a year, I could live on that, on 40,000 a year. 45 to 50 would be a lot better because it would help with the insurance and stuff. But I could make a good run of it at $40,000 a year. I'm not going to have a luxurious life, but I would have a house, a place to live. Not a house, probably an apartment, place to live, and I'd be taken care of, right?
I mean, like e-begging would be like the equivalent of you go to your boss and you're like, can you give me like $50 because I didn't get to pay my rent? And he's like, well, what happened to the money that I paid you throughout, those 2 weeks? Just like that. That's how I see it.
Yeah. So, I mean, exactly, Eric, what happened? Eric who? Who the fuck's Eric? Just another viewer or 50,000 wanted to rent an RV. See, that's different. Like if someone's like, give me money to rent stuff, that's not YouTube. You're not making. That's not you using YouTube to make money. That's you begging. It's you exploiting your audience, right? Blinded has no life experience. What?
Because I said that comment about the job. I'm like confused. Of course, I don't have life experience. I'm like 22. Fuck.
Are you like 22 or are you 22?
No, I'm 22.
Wow, yeah, you're pretty old or young. Man, what is
Yes, I've worked other jobs. I've worked other things. I've done other things. Of course, I don't have fucking all the life experience of a fucking, I don't know, 30 or 40-year-old. Like, come on.
Bob, what do you think? Can YouTube be a real job, Bob?
Yeah, sure. Like, for some people, not everyone. And it kind of depends how they approach it. If they approach it like professionals and maybe even using it as like a platform for an actual product, like a musician or a documentary maker or a movie maker or an animator, and like even if they have to conform with like the format that YouTube is to promote their material, I don't see why not.
Any last thoughts before we get the after party going?
Nah, I got nothing.
I'll just say it to Willie. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like I'm just addressing what what's his name said in the comments, which was vague. I didn't really understand what he's saying. So I mean, he could clarify, but
all right. So the after party has been created. I'm going to put the link in the chat so you guys can pop on over and we can talk crazy shit because that's what we do. Just talk crazy shit. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this show. Hopefully everybody here has left a like on the video. And here is the link to the after party. We're going to be heading over there now. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for participating, for giving us shit, for coming at us.
Yeah, guys, thanks.
Gary has joined us right before we're leaving. Say hello, Gary. Fantastic. That's Gary, everybody. Love, peace, booty grease. We'll see you at the after party.